All right. Hey, I am live. Good afternoon, everyone. 2 minutes after 4 o'clock. I was darn close. And hey, guess what? I do have snacks. Who wants to join me in some melly mellow? Hey? So, anyway, as we're just sitting here waiting for people to come on, and hopefully some of you will. If anybody's watching, hello out there. Hello. This is always the hardest part right here where I have to sit and ramble by myself for a while before anybody decides, hey, I want to come and play too. So if anybody does want to come and play, come on, work you. There, okay. there is the link to join. You can help me eat some mellow bits and bites. I've got that especially for this broadcast. So if anybody wants to come on in and help me make a party, I can't have a party by myself. There's Steven and Beaudry 99. I still think that should be Beach Boys 409. I think so. And Steve, I took some time in between broadcasts off to get some of my trilogies together. Holy cow, I've got some work ahead of me. and besides some of them, I can't even call my trilogy. Can I do a quadrilogy? Because I'm sitting there like, which end do I start from? Here, there, anywhere? So a couple of them are kind of like quadrilogies, however you say that. So yeah, I got them on the floor over there. I've got them prepared to do a what do you call it, a Me Too video or whatever, show my trilogies, if you will. So I'm kind of half prepared. Oh, it has to be a trinity, like you can't do four. Oh, it's so hard to. Can I change them up? Hello, Vinyl Shack. Hello, FitToBe TieDyed. All right, I got that especially for you, Paul. Got that. It's typical Canadian cheating. Well, it was so hard, to get exactly three in a row. If I could make a three, like I'm sitting on like that one, that one. And it's a whole new ball game in every handful. Yes. Yeah. If you haven't seen, well, yeah. If you haven't seen the commercial for Bits and Bites, run over to Paul's channel. I forget which video it's at the end of, or just go out and buy some yourself. Hello, Day Tripper. Well, yeah, it's hard, but I mean, like when you've got like four in a row, what kind of snacks are these? Well, let's demonstrate. Every handful is a whole new ball game. So let's see what we got here. Hold them up. Okay. Oh, I got a cheesy thing, a wheat Chex-y thing. It looks like maybe two pretzels or something like that. Okay. So it's like mixed bag of stuff. It's called Bits and Bites. They're baked. You see, you get all kinds of. It looks like there's Cheerios in there, and it's like how you have Chex Mix at no, not a trail mix has got like fruit and dates and cranberries in it. No, this is more like Chex Mix when they say, like get out your Chex cereals and put in some pretzels and put in some whatever and mix them all up and okay. No, not like dog biscuits. No. I'll put up the link again. Yeah, like Chex Party Mix. Yeah, I dropped one. Excuse me. Oh, we dropped a pretzel. Okay. So anyway, I knew I'm going to have something to wash this down with. So I got me a bottle of Ting. For those of you who don't know what ting is, it's sparkling grapefruit. It's fun to say. Ting. Hey, give me a bottle of that ting. But really, it's like squirt. You all know what squirt is. So I can't buy squirt in Canada. Robert, why can't I buy squirt in Canada? I have to buy ting.
Hello.
Hi. That's one of the things I miss about going to the States is getting some of your fine American products. You know,
Well, I enjoy squirt, but I've never tasted ting.
it's basically the same idea. It's grapefruit.
Hello, Paul, Tom, Steven.
Yeah, hello. So, excuse me while I take a swig. Okay. I like that.
I just got off the phone with our friend Beetle Brad and
Ooh.
told him I'd stop by here for a little while and bother people.
And did you tell Beetle Brad he's welcome to show up as well?
He would, because he's not feeling well. He's got an ear infection really bad for the last week or so, and it's really causing him some issues with hearing and stuff.
Hey, Doc and Robert, how are you?
Mr. Mason.
I keep forgetting to email you, Robert. I'm sorry. I've just been busy.
Hey, no one's busier than I am.
He's got that new printer there. He's going to be like.
How is the new printer, Robert? How's it working out for you?
Doing really good work. I just made this one as a spare. I made this.
Hey, Doc, you might want to switch the camera thing so I can see more of what he's showing.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'm just starting out here. I'm in the middle of
I actually had a lesson I wanted to, even for Paul or anyone else who.
Okay, now I can see it. Oh, okay, yesterday and today, butcher covered. Oh,
anyone who's gotten one of these. This is the original 66 cover, original back. I was going to show you the inside though. When you take one of, if you ever get one of these from me, Doc, Paul, whoever, I don't know what you do, but I have a piece of tape on the back. I don't know if you can see that. It's like a tab.
Yeah, that's like a self-adhesive.
Yeah, I make a tab, and you grab the tab, you take off the tape, and you stick it to the front. Then you can remove it from itself. Then remove your inner sleeve. Now the inner sleeve, I do 2 alternates. And then I put the little booklet, right, that comes with your CD.
Wow.
Then I have the inner sleeve.
Amazing.
Like the original inner sleeve.
Look at that.
And then you have the CD with the original label.
That is fantastic. Wow.
You've got one of those coming your way.
Yes, I can hardly wait. But boy, the post.
The point is, if you put it back together properly, you put this over that, then you slide them both back in. See? Now you've got your album just like a regular album. You put it back in your folder.
I'm really impressed with the nice work that you've done with these. They look really good.
You put it back in its folder. Then you take the tape off where you had stuck it on the front, and now you stick it back on the back. So this way it's sealed. And by putting it on the front temporarily, you don't accidentally, when you're pulling it out, get it caught on the tape.
And you don't lose it.
Well, Robert, I think you've done a phenomenal job on these.
Yeah. That has to cost a lot of money to do those. You know,
I want to be totally truthfully honest. This is less than probably $3 to produce.
You know, the stuff that I'm going to email Robert about sending me isn't even going to be physical media at all. I was really only needing the Beatles, the authentic Beatles and mono recordings. So what I'm saying is, Robert, do you have a way that you could rip me those directly from the mono box?
Of course, yeah, I have them. I have it from the mono box CD or from the mono box vinyl.
I have an Audacity question for Robert. So I'm trying. Okay, I have an iTunes file here, taking it directly from iTunes into Audacity because I want to fold down the stereo in the mono, and because it was never mixed in mono. but when I drag the files over to Audacity, it says something like file type not supported or something.
I don't know what you're trying to drag. If you're trying to drive an AAC file, if you're trying to drive an AIF file, I don't know what file you're trying to drag. Do you know the file style?
Yeah.
Is it AAC? Is it
It's
AIF?
one that Audacity doesn't support, I guess.
Well, there's probably many of those. I'm saying it could be WAV, it could be AAC, AIFF.
But my question is, how do I turn that file into something that Audacity does support?
They have free converters. So once you download the file and know the extension, like if it's an AAC, let's say, or a FLAC, because you want lossless if you can get it, but FLAC or other things, you can convert to a WAV file. And definitely, the Audacity will take a WAV file. They'll even take a FLAC file. So
I'll have to read it.
Oh, wait. It's Van FitToBe TieDyed.
It's probably better if I just go to my avatar so people don't have to look at me. But yeah. Anyways, these are what I just made some for Doc. I made Doc 5 of them and shipped them off from the new printer. If you can just quickly email me, Mason, you'll get those 3 sent one at a time. And then you let me know.
Mason, are you pulling those files directly from CD, or were you getting your?
Well, yeah. Okay, I even tried it with CD too. And what I'm trying to do here is the Friends album by the Beach Boys was the first one to not have a mono mix. I took the Friends 2022 for CD from the early 2000s. I put it into my computer and imported it to iTunes, right? And then I'm trying to drag the files over to Audacity to fold down to mono.
Probably ACC then. iTunes at what percentage did you do it at? 256, 320? What'd you do it at?
I don't even know.
Okay, so there is software. I think what you're going to want to do is take your original and convert it to a WAV file.
Yes, that's what they recommended to do. Convert it.
Software you can do. If you download software, go to NHC.
My question is how I convert that stuff.
Yeah, NHC makes a file conversion software that's really good. It's really simple, but it works really well. I've used it for a number of years, and you can convert to virtually any.
You're saying EAC, right? EAC?
No, NHC.
NHC?
Yeah, NHC is a software company.
Nancy, Apple, Charlie?
No, this is just an independent. NCH. Sorry, NCH.
NCH, okay.
Yeah, and it'll convert virtually any file format you want to work with. There's another one. Well, actually, here's a better one I use called Switch Sound File Converter. Switch Sound File Converter. It's by NCH.
Okay.
Just search for Switch File Sound Converter.
Now
you can load anything and convert it to anything from there.
What is the price for this stuff?
Mine is free. I think it's freeware, unless I got a pack for it. But I think mine was free. I think it's freeware.
The program I used for years was called Exact Audio, EXACT, Exact Audio, EAC, and they have the converter there for up to WAV files, and they work very well. And it's got a double, triple check at the end in case there was any errors. They tell you if there's any digital errors when it's finished.
Doc, can I share my screen? Am I able to do it?
You are, but I'm not exactly sure how to do it.
Oh, okay. Well, let me poke around. Maybe I can show Mason. But
you do it the same way that you do it the same way that you bring this on camera. There should be another FitToBe TieDyed tab down there. You should click on it.
Yeah, like underneath where it says Cam Mike and share screen.
It says share screen.
Oh, share screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, are you all
screen with okay, share screen?
Yeah, it takes a couple steps. But I was going to ask, does it have anything to do with being an Apple file? No, doesn't.
Well, Apple files, AAC or AIFF, are not transferable to the as WAV would be. He's talking about using a specific Audacity program. for
Oh,
converting.
Yeah. for
So he
example,
needs to convert it.
I took all the CDs that I want to use for this project, and
Okay,
I,
you can see me
I-
there. I don't know what the hell that thing is. Get rid of
It
that.
has to be FLAC or WAVE to use it in Audacity.
Yeah. Yeah.
okay. My question is how to transfer it to one of those
Not a
formats.
problem. He's trying to show you a program called NHC.
Yeah, I'm not sure why it's not behaving here. Bear with me.
Yeah, we had it for a second.
Switch sound file converter. Oh, my trial is expired, so it looks like I got to download it again or something.
I do more MP3s. It seems
That's what it looks like. And I've really had good success with it.
If he emails me, I'll send him a link both to EAC and another file converter I use to go from FLAC or anything else to WAVE.
Well, if you just Google switch file sound converter, sound file converter, something like that, switch is the name of it. You can see it here.
So switch file converter is what I want to look for.
Yeah, switch sound file converter. Just
Switch sound file converter.
Well,
Right
switch is the name. Switch is the utility name. So just search for switch file converter or something like that.
Okay. Well, thank
It'll
you.
give you a hit on it. It worked. I've used it a lot, and it works really well. Anyway, that helps you out. I don't know.
I've used EAC. I've used probably for about 15 years, and they update it all the time. It's called Exact Audio, EAC. It's free, and it's worked well for converting. And actually, you can do ISOs and stuff from DVDs with it also. So it works really well. It's a really simple program to use. You just put in the information, and boom, just transfer it. Well, you can do it in iTunes too, Mason. Instead of saving, when you take a CD and you rip it through iTunes before you do it, just tell it you want to save it as a WAV file. There's choices.
Probably the preferences or something.
There are choices.
Yeah, when you go up to edit and go to preferences, and then you go over to importing CD or importing music, it gives you a choice.
Okay, I didn't know that you could do it through iTunes.
You can do it MP3, you can do it WAV, AAC. So if that's the easiest way, put your CD in, iTunes will pop up, you go edit preferences, and then where it says import, you choose WAV file.
Okay.
Then it will give you 10 or 12 WAV files for that. Now, if it's connected to the internet, you'll get the track and the title names. If it's not connected to the internet, you're
just sent a link in the private chat, Mason, in StreamYard. You can check that.
If he's used to iTunes, that's the fastest way.
I'm gonna try Robert's thing first to see if that works. If that doesn't work, I'll remember to click on that link and try to get that.
Yeah, iTunes can do it in like 5 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Because you just change it to WAV. You probably have it converting right to 256.
And Audacity accepts WAV files.
Yeah, and once you get it to WAV, Audacity accepts it.
Yeah, you want to go to the WAV file. And then when you're bringing it in, I don't know how much you work with Audacity, but you export it, you import. Sorry, you bring it in just as open a file, and then when you're done, you export it. Don't save it, you export it. You go to your export option in Audacity, and then that's how you can save it. Yeah,
you can export as a entire unit or each song individually.
Yeah, yeah. If you go to the export, you can do individual files. You don't even need to create a project. You just can bring the file in, export it. You don't even need to create an Audacity project.
If Mason has a phone available and one day he wants to communicate, I can do like with me and Paul does. I just have my phone up by my computer and I say, do this, do this, do this, and follow through it, you know, and just like a live chat just between us two, you know, show them how to do that. I do it with,
you can do it on Zoom too, you know.
I use iTunes as my main database. I don't put anything to iTunes, like physically send it to them. I just use it as a good database. And I do everything in FLAC, or I do the AIFF, which is equal to FLAC, and then I can convert it to WAV or anything else I want later. And I like it because it gives me all the album covers and all the information, and I can add my own, and I keep a giant database that way. And I keep more than one.
So what is your opinion of MP3s? They're kind of like the garbage of
well, I don't use MP3 anymore. I use their AIFF and their newer ACC. But
Robert, for best sound quality, what would you recommend converting it to, WAV or FLAC?
Well, WAV is fine. That's what you need. They're the same. They're both lossless.
Yeah.
But FLAC is slightly compressed only temporarily. WAV is non-compressed at all.
The WAV would be better.
Well, FLAC just compresses it for, but it's really all there. You don't lose anything. It's a loss.
It's just a compressed WAV. It's like a zip file. It makes it smaller. So if you're storing it on your hard drive, it doesn't take up as much space.
Not everything plays FLAC, so do it as WAV, and then you can convert it to anything you want. When it comes to MP3, I go 192 to 320 for my listening on my phone or my unit. I'll use 320 at my minimum, 190 if it's something modern.
What is this you're talking about now? This 320? What is all this?
Well, the 320K means your compression ratio for converting it to a smaller file size.
Oh, dude!
You lose some of the top end and the bottom end.
You lose fidelity. It's like if you take an image, that image isn't as clear at a higher resolution, or it's clear at a higher resolution than at a lower resolution. Because the lower resolution compresses it, and you lose detail. So it's the same with music, right? When you compress it, you lose fidelity. You lose the high end and the low end.
I can almost guarantee, though, at 320K, the standard person's ear on a regular stereo, headphones, and or a radio in your car or on your iPhone, you'll never hear the difference. It's only going to be on a system like he's got behind him where you've got some really good speakers and you might hear a slight difference. But at 320K, it's what they call CD quality, and it's equal to that. They still maintain.
Younger than us, Robert. He's going to hear more of a difference than we would.
Well, maybe because he's younger. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
But
it's just the fact, the older you get, you lose your higher frequencies, right? You can't hear them.
But I've done comparisons, and so have you, like with the White Album mono CD and the White Album vinyl. I did a comparison live, and I couldn't hear a difference.
Oh, they sound the same to me, yeah.
But that's only on certain items, but other items I can.
You can certainly hear more low end on the new ones.
It depends on what we're talking about.
Yeah, like those new Beatles remixes.
Yeah.
They pump up the bass, pump up.
Well, they have. Yeah, they've boosted the low end because they're appealing to a newer generation. They like their boom boom,
Yeah.
So that's in general. I know I'm talking generalizations here, but that's the target market.
Yeah.
If I was Mason, I would do all my conversions at 192 to 320 just for listening on iTunes and whatever you normally listen at. But if you want to actually convert,
would you recommend 192 or 320?
That's fine. It's for listening. But when you're talking about converting to be able to manipulate, like you're talking, then you want to do it full-fledged with no compression at all. That's WAV file. Then you have the full spectrum to work with when you're in Audacity. Now, how to fold them both together, I've never done it. I'm sure it can be done. I've taken one channel and pasted it over the other. I've taken.
Well, all I'm going to do with this project is fold a stereo down to mono. That should be pretty simple.
I'm sure it's probably simple. I just never had a reason to do it.
I'm not sure. Audacity you probably should be able to do it. Yeah.
I just haven't done it, but I've taken
option in Audacity. I think it's something like split stereo to mono or something like that. And that's probably what you're looking to do. Best thing to do is just go on YouTube and somebody will have done it.
I've done the I've had one channel and I've had to create a second channel to even it out. Otherwise, you only get one side. So like I had to use Audacity to copy the one channel, make a new file, create a stereo channel like left and right, and paste the one channel in both channels. It'll come out mono, but at least now I've got both sides.
I understand.
That
I don't. I always listen with two headphones. I don't. He said he listens with one sometimes.
but to try to take a stereo and make it to mono, can you do that on
Yeah,
Audacity?
you can put them both to one channel. I know that. You can tell it. You can combine them, merge. It's called merge. You can merge.
I think that's a possibility. Yeah.
You can
Just
merge.
YouTube it. I'm sure somebody's done it.
Yeah, I've just never tried to make a stereo into mono before.
When you email Mason, just tell me: do you want the monos from vinyl transfers, or do you want them from the mono Japanese CDs?
Make the Japanese.
Robert, is it possible? Do you have just the Beatles in mono box? You know, the authentic mono analog remasters from whenever they did it. If anything, I want those.
I have them from the vinyl, and I've got them from CD.
Preferably CD.
But they're both almost identical. Trust me.
And just so we're clear here, I exclusively want Sgt. Pepper Magical Mystery Tour and the White Album.
Yep, no problem.
Because anything before that, I've already got, thanks to the U.S. albums box set.
But did you want Abbey Road and was it Yellow Sub, Abbey Road, and what was the other one? Paul,
Yeah,
they did Brazil. They did Abbey Road. Let It Be. They did.
Yeah, Let It Be. They did the last three in mono.
So you have the ability to have a Brazilian vinyl copy of Abbey Road in mono, Let It Be in mono, and there is a Yellow Submarine.
So here's what you do, Mason. In Audacity, you go to the tracks menu, you go to the mix sub menu, and then there's an option there, mix stereo down to mono.
Whoa, how we do that?
What should be stereo to mono? Isn't that the same thing?
Mix stereo down to mono. The option's right there. So I got.
And
When you bring your file in stereo, just tell it that, and it'll convert it to mono for you.
And then I can export it from Audacity back to iTunes.
Yeah, as a WAV file or even as an MP3 if you want.
You're going to have to go backwards. Now you're going to have to export them individual as individual tracks, or
Well,
as
that's easy. So once you've done your conversion, when you go to your file menu and you export, and you've got export to MP3, export to WAV. You can go either way on that.
But it sounds like WAV is
whatever you generate it, that's the format it'll save it as.
You got to tell it what to export it as.
Yeah, but file, export, and then you get your options.
But will you get two tracks or one track out of that? Like a left and a right?
I haven't tried it, but I would
Well, no, it's going to be on both tracks, but they'll be the same on both tracks. You'll get a mono.
If it's a mix,
left and right.
you're getting it both sides.
It'll be the same on both sides.
Yeah.
I've just never brought a whole CD in that's already been individual tracks and then exported it as individual tracks as a whole. I've done an album as a whole, made my own tracks, and then exported them individually. So I've never actually brought a finished product already in and then convert it back. I use it to do vinyl. You know, I'll do a whole side of an album, and I'll go back and individually edit each song, beginning end, and export them as individual songs. I've never exported as an entire group. So that's something you'd have to learn, because he's saying take the entire album, bring it in as WAV, convert it to mono, and then export it as 12 individual waves. I don't know if it does that.
Yeah, you'd have to chop them all up.
Well, that's what I don't know. I have never done it from a CD or something. I've only done it from vinyl. It comes in as a 30-minute whole.
Yeah, like what I use to import a CD is using a Windows media player. And then,
well, yeah, I know how to do the import, but once you get it to Audacity, what happens?
oh well, yeah, but it comes in as separate songs.
They do. Okay.
Yeah.
I've never done that.
Yeah, but that's a pretty.
Yeah, I'm gonna go off camera for a bit there because I'm gonna practice this.
Okay.
Well, hang on, Lisa. I'm just trying one here right now.
Woo.
Doing an album?
Perfect. It worked perfectly.
Oh, just like that.
I'm sure it'll convert it to mono.
I took a stereo MP3, loaded it up in Audacity, went to my tracks, mixed, and then stereo down to mono. It took the 2 tracks, combined it into one, then I exported it as an MP3 and playing mono out of both speakers.
Now, that's a 1 track. If you were to bring 12 in at once, like a CD's worth, does it keep them individual for you? Or do you got to do each song by itself?
I think he's.
Oh, yeah, you one at a time. Yeah, you do one song at a
Because
time.
he wants to do the entire album of, like, say, 14 tracks. So he's
Well,
going to
you
do
gotta
each
do it
track.
14 times.
All right. I'm just curious.
I
didn't
don't
know.
think, well, like, you could bring them if it'll work if it's all one big long track. Like if you got 14 songs as one file, which you can do. I mean, a FLAC is you can convert that to a wave, and the whole album would be a single file.
I've done that when I had to separate it later.
Yeah, and then you separate it later. So I mean, yeah, you could do that.
Well, that's what I do for my albums. I record one full side, then I go back and edit each song individually, and then I save them as individual tracks.
Oh, it just worked with Donnie Iris, so it's going to work for anybody, right?
I don't know if I want to hear Donnie Iris. Is he good?
Donnie Iris is good.
Fantastic.
We like Donnie Iris.
It can be done.
He's going to have to grow a white beard to join us. Look at white beard, white beard, white beard. I don't know.
Well, I'm already doing one right now. It's not one of the ones that I wanted to do. This is just a test one, but
Yeah,
I'm actually taking a bunch of solo Beatles songs and putting them through Audacity right now and converting them from stereo to mono.
Yeah.
But they come out as individual songs when you export them too.
Yeah. But
So when you open up your iTunes,
onto a CD or put them into iTunes, they'll play as an album.
Right. When you open up your iTunes, just to get something you've already owned, just get something and say convert to wave.
I'll have to go on mute for a bit because I'm going to be doing some tests.
Stephen Snee loves Donnie Iris. See, there's 2 of us in the world.
I can't think of one thing Donnie Iris did, but that's my own fault.
Yeah, you got to know Aaliyah.
Yes, I'd have to play it.
Yeah, at least
Dealing with the great unwashed here, I got to say.
I was probably busy with children. I didn't play with too much music in the 80s and 90s.
whew, yeah, but was it Aaliyah and Loves Me Like a Rock were the 2 biggies?
Ask you about bootleg CD for $2. Oh, okay.
You got to know this one.
Hello, Rachel.
Yes, I know that one.
Oh, I'm here.
Donnie Iris, the Cruisers.
Hi, Doc.
I'm behind the times, Paul. Hey, look, you just bought your first Dion album, so I don't want to hear about it.
Great tune.
I said after 50 years, you just bought your first Dion album, so I don't want to say I'm the only one behind.
It's a great album, man. I played it again yesterday. I love that album.
I did too. That's why I sent it, because I thought,
Yeah,
hey,
I'm so glad you did, because honestly, I would have never gone looking for that.
you would
I
appreciate
liked
it.
it so much. It was my brother's birthday.
Hi, Rachel.
Hey there.
So I ordered one from Amazon and I sent it to him.
I don't know who's Donna and Marie.
It doesn't take 3 months.
He's got a couple of Dion's autographs on Chum Charts.
Ooh.
He says he's been very good to me. He says.
Dion, look, the very best of Dion.
Yeah.
It's a good CD.
I'm sure I've got it somewhere. I've got a few Dion. I've got the one Paul has, but only on CD.
40 original tracks. 40 original tracks. Digitally remastered, 2 CDs.
Yeah,
It's got everything on it, all the big
Did
hits.
you see the interview, Robert, he just did recently on the new album? He's done a couple. It's really good. Just a half an hour, but it's really good. He did a really good interview.
I have not. I picked up a old live recording of Dion and the Belmonts in New York around the.
Yeah, what did you say? Mix stereo down to mono or split stereo to mono?
So you want to go mix it? You go to your tracks menu.
Okay, yeah. Well, my question is, what's the difference in mix and split?
I don't know, but I think the mix stereo. I don't know. Go to your mix stereo down to mono. That's the option you want.
How do I find that again?
Okay, go to your tracks menu. Okay, well, make sure you got it selected, right?
I don't even know where that is.
Well, there's a little select button, like you can see the track, the waves on your track. Right? You got the. Have you got your track selected?
Well, let's try something. I'm going to screen share Audacity so y'all can see what I'm working with.
Okay.
It might be under tracks, no? Generate. I know, I've got my Audacity up. I don't see it myself.
Hey, Doc, can you pull up my screen share?
Stereo track to mono.
It wants to be made big, I think.
Yeah, we're there you go. All right, so you see the little gray area on the left where it's got your LR, your plus, your minus slider.
Hold on. Gray area on the left. You mean where it's got the name of the song, mute, and solo?
Yeah, so right down the bottom of that, you see a select button?
Yeah, select.
Select it. Okay, now go to your tracks menu.
Where is that?
Top left. Top says transport tracks.
Right to your top menu, so you got file, edit, select, and so on. Go to tracks. Tracks. Go to mix, and then mix stereo down to mono, the very first option. Fire in the hole.
Do it.
Hit it.
Hammer that one.
There you go.
All right.
Got it.
Now go to your file menu.
Export.
Oh, I know how to. I think I know how to export.
Go to file, export, choose your options, choose a folder, and play it, and it'll be mono.
Wow.
Export it. Make sure you keep the name and stuff, because otherwise you're going to do a track list if you don't have the name.
Well, either that or put the brackets 1 just so you know which is 1. Like
Who knows? I may have just made a better. I may have just made a better mix of Instant Karma than what's going to be on the new linen box.
Well,
All right.
I'll have. I'll tell you the best mono mix.
All right, stop screen share.
The best mono mix of Sgt. Pepper I've had is the new 2017 stereo mix with the mono button selected on my receiver. It's the best mono mix I've heard of that album.
I haven't done it, but I'll try it.
Try it. It's fantastic.
Simple.
I've never heard a better mono mix of that album.
Did Ray finally go to sleep there, Rachel?
He might have put himself off to sleep. Yeah.
Enjoyed my lunch and spent some time with my wife and Mr. Brad on the phone, and that was about it.
Beetle Brad?
Yeah, he wasn't feeling well. He's got an ear infection or something. He's doing pretty.
Oh my gosh, that poor man. He
Hanging on for a while.
You know why? He was submerged in water for a while.
Yeah, that was good. That was funny.
I was jealous. I'm saying, like, how did he do that? How he?
He knows all the editing tricks now.
Wow.
He had no time figuring out how to get on stream, but he can do killer graphics.
I was pretty impressed.
Good computer guy, but I'm lame when it comes to these live videos. I'm learning.
You're doing swell right now.
Okay, so I haven't heard from Mason. Did he blow himself up?
Out trying stuff, I guess.
No, I'm just experimenting.
Okay, did you play the track?
It doesn't sound any different at all. But that's just because I've heard Instant Karma to death.
Oh, well, it should be a mono though. Like unless you started with mono.
Oh, yeah. No, it was. I don't know if I started with mono. I'm pretty sure it was stereo, but it probably doesn't sound any different because really, in most cases with mono, I can't hear a significant difference until I actually play it on headphones.
Yeah, well, that's the best way to do it. Yeah, because everything will be centered in your head. It won't be separated.
Still a stereo, baby.
Yeah, you know what I hate with those newfangled releases that like that thing where they're saying like they've boosted all the bass and all that stuff. When you put it in Audacity, instead of getting highs and lows, you just get one bar.
Brick wall.
a brick wall of sound. I hate that.
They did. I should show you the beautiful job they've done on some of these.
Hey! Yes, we like your funny video.
We
Yes,
like your
Brad.
underwater video, Brad.
yes,
There's double.
yes.
Won't be feeling better.
And I even have a spot
Hey,
here.
Doc, you know the honor here. Okay, that came out wrong. You know the tradition. Drop the link.
Do I know the
sorry.
tradition?
My mind is drifting away from me today, guys.
What?
Well, Beetle Brad's here. Aren't you going to drop the link for him if he wants to come up?
My bad. My bad. Okay.
Who's in charge here anyway?
Yeah. Sometimes it's not me.
Well, it really should be.
I'm just a spectator half the time. Even Rachel knows what that's like.
You're doing great.
Yeah, but you know what it's like when you got about 5 people going and they're just talking. All you can do is just sit there and go.
I host our church service every Sunday on Zoom, and it's like herding cats.
What's your brand of religion?
We're Anglican. Our
Anglican Church of England,
Church.
Episcopalians,
church.
all of the above.
Yeah.
Wow. I was born a Catholic, but I'm not a very good one. I spend my Sundays with Davy and Goliath or something.
Yeah, well, my mom and dad were. My mom was Methodist United. My dad was Anglican. C of E Church. Paul.
Oh,
What was that?
I don't know.
Let's see. That's
Robert?
Robert's walking back and forth, and Beetle Boy is bleeding out on his audio, I think.
I was looking for something to show you that they did, and you may not know it, but they did these mini LP CDs in Japan of the mono and stereo Beach Boys pet sounds. And they're similar to what I make, except they're harder cardboard, very nice. And they did one here for the Christmas album, and it's wonderful. I'm going to show you the CD. It's on a what they call a sapphire. So you get the original insert, and you get this beautiful sapphire CD. I don't know if you can see that.
Look at that.
And it's like a red sapphire CD.
It's nice.
And it's on the original label and everything.
Are these official releases or are they just boots?
No, this is official release that came from Japan. They're not cheap. This is the Beatles Christmas album. It's on what they call a sapphire CD. And it's a bright red CD front and back. Little grooves. It looks like records, you know.
Nice.
Beetle Brad says, I just don't hear too well, so I don't think I'll do the chat. Well, that's okay, Beetle Brad, because none of us listen anyway.
But very hard cardboard. I'm going to finish what I was saying. I apologize. But see what I'm saying? It's a beautiful product. Trouble is, they bricked walled it.
What do you mean?
The audio is pegged from beginning to end.
Oh, really?
It is so loud. It's ridiculous.
Well, see, that's what they're doing. They're making them loud, eh?
And unfortunately, it was a beautiful package. Probably around $20-25. It was a beautiful package. Looks like the real album. Everything's intact. Beautiful work. And then they brick wall it. I was so mad when I got it.
Yeah.
Yet, the one they did for Pet Sounds, they did beautiful. Mono and stereo. Everything's intact. Booklets and all is beautiful. But this one, they decided to brick wall.
It was like, blah, you know?
It's just too much. It's okay. Sgt. Pepper CD. The mono, the new one, 2017. That's somewhat brick walled on the CD version.
Yeah.
The vinyl isn't. The vinyl was done at half speed master.
Yeah.
So when you listen to it, they're completely different animals. So I had to transfer the vinyl to a CD to be able to listen to it. Because otherwise,
you couldn't stand it.
for Mr. Kite, boom.
I transferred the vinyl to my reel-to-reel tape deck.
But that's what I mean. I hate it when they do that.
Jump on it, Steve. Jump on it. You must have it.
Well, it's still something I want to have. It's just that they did a beautiful job in Japan. So such a nice job. And then they ruined it by brick walling it.
Yeah.
Someone decided
I was wondering if they'd ever make colored CDs.
they have. This is a sapphire one.
There you go. There's the
Some
proof.
people have.
Wow.
The CD's colored. There's gold ones. Paul knows. There's gold. These were made of sapphire. For some reason, it's got a sapphire dye, and it looks really nice.
That Rolling Stone set you sent me, Robert, that's black. Black CDs.
Oh, are they? That's right. I forgot about that.
They're black. Yeah, it looks quite attractive, actually.
They stopped making the black CDs.
They tried to make it look like a record.
I used to make my Batmans on black CDs.
Well, you sent me some black ones. I've got some black ones.
But I can't find them anymore. And if you do find them, they're not that great. I mean, they're just black. It's just a black dye.
Yeah.
True.
They're custom shaped CDs. Okay.
To be honest with you, it's actually a red, deep red dye. It's not really black. If you really look at it in the light, you'll hold it up and you'll see it's not really black. But anyway, that's my story for the store-bought. I buy all the Japanese ones when they come out.
Paul's got something, I think.
Paul's activated.
Japanese CDs are just as expensive as vinyl. You'll spend $25-30 on them.
Hey, Robert, I just thought of an idea that we could collaborate on with your, you know, like what you do with these, with your business here. I have all of these reimagined Beatles album files here. But what I'd like to do is be able to make CD pressings of them.
Maybe harder to see if you have the black vinyl look on the other side.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. This one looks pretty black. I don't really see any red. But
If they print the front with a black vinyl look, a feel, it's like a plastic, so you won't see through it.
Yeah.
Robert, I'm sorry, I missed what Brad said. Can you find the black CD?
Yeah, there. You know, when you shine the light on it a certain way,
I never saw them. I'll look.
It definitely does look red.
Okay. Now that I'm on iTunes, ready to put my files into Audacity, how do I transfer them to Wave from there?
From
where?
Well, taking something from iTunes to Audacity, and I want to transfer it to Wave so that it'll go into Audacity.
Well, it's already in your iTunes, so you have to go to those files in your iTunes and go to Preferences, convert them to Wave, and then they save them somewhere else. Save them anywhere else on your hard drive.
Another folder or something.
Then once you have them in a separate folder, you can do anything you want with them.
Yeah, call it Beach Boys Mono or something.
Whatever it is you're doing. Yeah, just take those files, go to Preferences or edit Preferences, import or export. It says import, really. If you're doing it from CD, you told me you were going to do CD from CD.
Well,
it's easier to convert it from a CD. Put your CD in. It pops up in iTunes.
Unfortunately, I don't have the CDs over here right now, so I'm working with what I've got.
Well, if you have a file, you can still say convert to, but you got to change the conversion right away. So go up to edit. It goes file, edit. Go up to edit. Down to preferences.
Yes.
Down to preferences. Then when preferences opens, you'll see a box that says import down at the bottom.
No, I don't.
When you open the box, it's preferences. Just say import.
Crud. I'll forget it. This is too much of a complex project.
It's two steps. Edit, preference, import, and change it to Wave.
Yes. Edit.
Preferences.
He ripped it. He's ripping his CD.
Do I need to click import settings?
Yes. Settings. Then you choose what you want from the list.
Import using AAC encoder, Wave encoder. Okay.
Yep, that's all you do. Now, you may, because I don't know if you've got one on yours, you may need, if it's not built in, there used to be a thing called LAME, L-A-M-E, and you needed that Wave encoder to do it. But I don't know if you would need that or not. Try it.
Yeah.
Say wave.
There's a box that says you use error correction when reading audio
Fine,
CD.
that's fine. Just say yes. You're not doing it from CD, but you still need to say yes or no.
All right.
We're doing good.
I hope this works.
Well, to convert them, but then make sure you save those converted ones
Yeah.
to something else. Otherwise, it'll ruin your original file.
Apparently, it didn't convert. It didn't work.
Well,
I
of course.
can do a tutorial with you if you ever want to over the phone. It's like,
Yeah, it didn't work.
I'll just show you the video.
It didn't work.
It's a very simple.
I know, but now everything's. I'll fall asleep.
I'm sorry. Can we make it more interesting, Rachel?
No, he's saying the comment is, I'm going to come in and join with my glasses on. We can be the glasses gang.
I show you David and Goliath to put you to sleep again?
No, that never puts me to sleep. I love those guys.
Do you?
I'm watching them.
Davey.
Yeah, oh gosh.
My kids love them, but I have to crack up when I watch it.
I think they were put up by the Seventh-day Adventist people.
No, it's Lutheran.
Oh, Lutheran. That's right.
I'm Adventist, and we would never put out this kind of crap. No, I'm sorry. No, it's good. I watched it when I was a kid. It's a great show.
Yeah, well,
Great-
they were
great
on every Sunday morning, Channel 4, I think.
I can't remember, but
Yeah,
usually
we got it as well.
it was put up by the Lutheran Church. They did a good job.
Yeah, they were really enjoyable for little kids. I liked them. I mean, they couldn't compete with the Fantastic Four or some of the the secular stuff.
But we like Gumby. We like Pokey. We like those two blockheads.
Yeah,
Chase them all the time.
Yeah, the claymation thing.
I don't know their names, but
Sneaky Pete Kleinel. That's your man, Sneaky Pete.
I used to watch that stuff because I was 6, 7 years old, maybe, when it came out.
Yeah.
Maybe less. Maybe less.
There are Gumby and Pokey DVDs out there.
I guess there is. I haven't got any. Someone said, Stephen Snee said there's a 4 CD set or 4 DVD set.
Brad says we should have a sing-along.
All together now, all together now, all together
Okay.
now. Bum, 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 Gumby.
Hail the ship there.
Chop the tree.
Skip the rope.
Look at me. All together now.
I can't sing anymore. I lost my voice years ago.
I've got a hole in me pocket.
Oh,
Part of
not
it came.
anymore.
Blue
the young-
meetings have been cited within a block of this theater.
The young man I did unfortunately do some smoking, and I wish I hadn't have.
Yeah, I did too. I smoked a pack and a half a day for a long
Not
time.
that much, maybe 6 to 10 cigarettes, but I stopped when I was 30. So thank goodness.
I quit when I was 42.
33 something.
Ugh. Yeah, a decade later. It's a good thing you quit. And same for me. Best thing I ever did.
I never started, but I still have a lousy voice.
I'm not saying I had a great voice beforehand. I'm just saying I could at least carry a tune.
Yeah.
And now it seems I'm older. I don't yell at Paul so much because my voice ain't that good at 60, let alone 77.
I
have
can't
lost.
do the Frankie Valley voice anymore. It doesn't work.
Yeah,
I can
we're
do
gonna
that.
watch if we might get a
Can't
thumbs
do that.
down if we try and sing.
Ugh, we don't want no thumbs down for singing. No.
I think Vinyl Richie works to get thumbs down. He considers it a good video if he gets a few.
There's a set I got that's not too bad. I didn't think it was that bad.
What is that?
Art
Oh,
Garfunkel,
Oh, Artie Garfunkel.
5 albums.
yeah, I've got all those albums on vinyl.
Well, I don't, but it cost me like $7, I think, to get it.
No, I don't. What's the last one? I don't know if I got that last one on vinyl.
You see, I can barely read it, right? Because it's so small.
They sure gave old Art a bad time on SNL.
Scissors cut. It says scissors cut,
Oh, I've got that.
and then breakaway. Angel Clare. Breakaway.
He lost his voice. Hey, he's had some issues.
Yeah,
with
it's a
it.
shame, but you pick stuff like she showed the Joni Mitchell today. You can pick this stuff cheap on Amazon. Some days it's next to nothing,
$7.
and then you get to enjoy more than you normally thought you would enjoy.
Just wait till Prime Day. Just go nuts.
I picked up this box set when it first came out. I was going to buy it, and then I waited a little while, and it came out the whole complete set,
Wow.
including the live stuff. You get everything, including their live.
Yeah.
and I got it for like $28.
Good price.
And they're all remastered, and they're in mini CDs the way I like them. And
Yeah.
I put the covers on them. I put I keep them clean. But once I transfer them, I don't listen to them.
My Art Garfunkels have disappeared. I think my brother ripped me off because I had them all. Now they're all gone.
I pulled out a couple things to talk about rather than just
Brad remembers.
Beatles.
I was there. But they get those little plastic sleeve things. Where do they come from?
Tom's Vinyl Shack says Art Garfunkel L7 can tell you a whole lot about that set.
Here was one I wanted to show Paul.
Oh,
These are from Japan, and it's so nice. It actually feels like denim. I mean, the CD has a texture to it.
Yeah, the original album did too.
Like you can almost see it. See?
Yeah.
And it has a gatefold.
Yeah.
It's like the original. It's got any inserts that were original. I mean, they do a fabulous job in Japan. So you got the album, and you get the booklet with the posters, the Japanese crap, another little booklet in Japanese. I can barely show it to you. And then this is what came with the album. I'm assuming it came with this book because I don't have the original with me. And then it shows you all the inserts just like the original.
Yeah.
So they do a fabulous job, but this is as much as the vinyl. So this version was probably close to $30 when I bought it. And I know I got it on sale probably in the 20s because I have a friend in Japan. He looks at these things for me, And when he sees them, he grabs them for me cheaper. But overall, they're expensive. Now in America, it was on MCA. I think there it was on Mercury. In England, was it Mercury?
Hey, we're all in on that one.
Hey, yours is on that Rainbow Uni label, right? Is that Rainbow Uni?
No, this is the UK one. This one's on the
Mercury? Or
well, no, what is it? DJM.
okay, that's what mine's on. Then mine says Mercury also, though. So they must have done what do you call it? A hybrid.
DJM is Dick James Music, right? Dick James.
Dick Jaws. Dick Jaws there, Paul.
They stole part of it, the design, but then they put Mercury at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I've got Japanese version of it.
Yeah, I got the MCA version there.
Now, that's the vinyl, though. Okay. It's a gatefold.
Just a big CD.
It originally was got a Unipack. It was a Unipack way of packaging, the original.
Really?
First edition, yeah.
And see, this one's on the DJM label as well, but it's a Japanese press.
And then the re-releases came out in gatefold.
I've got all of them.
Mine, they weren't on gatefold. They were just a single, but
got every Elton John in from Japan, and they're so beautiful. They're just like the originals.
This Japanese one, the booklet isn't attached. It's just they put it inside.
This one even opens up like the original. Do you have that, Paul? Where like a trifold, like an envelope?
Yeah, I've got that. Yeah, that's Tumbleweed.
Yeah, that like they did everything
No,
exact.
Funky Chateau. Sorry, yeah.
They did everything exact.
Yeah, that's good.
So, I quit after Don't Shoot
that's
Me.
not what I'm saying. I'm aware of that, Tom. No, I'm just saying that the original version of Man Across the Water was a Unipack independent, and coincidentally was also on the Uni label. So you got a double meaning there.
Yeah, my original was a Uni label. My original Madman.
Yeah, they're the ones that produce. It's a subdivision of MCA. But then what happened is that when they initially released it, they used the Unipack packaging system as well, in addition to being on the Uni label. Two distinct things, as Tom's Vinyl Shack.
Yeah, it's not the same thing, yeah.
Outside of his greatest hits, I stopped buying after Shoot Me.
Jack's Tracks here.
Young Jack.
You can see this. See, I made my own greatest hits.
Oh, nice.
That look, and I did a 3-volume set, and there's 16 tracks per volume, so it goes all the way through his whole career up until the last album. But I stopped buying CDs after the 75 maybe, after what was that, Captain Fantastic. West, I still have all the CDs on FLAC somewhere, but I don't buy them.
Copy, yeah. Yeah, the thing is with greatest hits, I always make the point. I have a Holly's 2 CD set that I don't like as much as I do the old timey 1975 Holly's greatest hits on
the one with 10 tracks, right?
It's like it's got just a few tracks. It's got everything. Long Cool Woman's on it. He's Not Heavy. He's My Brother, and it's just jam packed. It's a really good album. But the 2 CDs that I don't think the Hollies have the punching power to deliver a 2 CD greatest hits pack and keep me entertained. And so I got both. I was happier I like the vinyl better, which is
I don't like to admit it, but I've always had just a little tiny slight man crush on Tony Hicks.
Oh, he's a cute. Tony is as cute as a little button. You know, he's got the little cute little hair and the little dimples.
I'm just saying, it's there's certain people you say, hey, he's kind of cool.
he's cute as can be. Is the thing with Tony.
Cool. I never liked Donny Osmond, but you know what I'm saying. Like,
and he's a multi-instrumentalist.
You know what I'm saying. He was a nice guy. It's like Paul Newman. I know Paul Newman was a good-looking gentleman. You got to be a fool not to see certain people.
Yeah, the old joke. I'm the farthest thing from gay, but I got to tell you that George Clooney.
Yeah, George Clooney, I don't get. I understand Paul Newman and his blue eyes, or what's his name? I was just going to say it because my wife, says certain things, and I go, I don't know.
Robert Redford.
You're allowed to look. Yeah, Robert Redford was a good-looking man. You gotta be stupid to say, "Oh, that guy's ugly."
Well, that's why they got their jobs. That's why they were hired.
I'm not a fool. Hey, Audrey Hepburn's my favorite of all time.
Audrey Hepburn,
just gorgeous.
Yeah, she's classy,
gorgeous, everything.
She's a pixie, very petite woman.
Molly Ringwald was my favorite in the 90s. I just loved her. She reminds me of my wife when she was young.
Molly Ringwald. Oh my God. Sweet
16,
a lot. 16 candles. 16 candles.
Not Farrah Fawcett.
Breakfast Club.
My wife doesn't look like Farrah Fawcett.
Now you got to go earlier. And then that was Jacqueline Smith. Jacqueline Smith
was my favorite angel. Yeah.
Of the Charlie Angels.
I like Kate Jackson, actually.
And also Tanya Roberts when she showed up with her green eyes. Ooh, good looking girl. Oh, Black Sabbath number 1.
That's a Japanese digipack. They did a better job than some of the standard digipacks, but they're still not that great because if they fall out, you're done.
Hey, Deadwax, how you doing? Yoko greatest hits, yeah.
I don't have one.
You need Yoko. Beetle Brad, you don't mean to tell me you're not a Yoko fan.
Tell me all the songs you want, and I'll make it for you. But
I had to make a little drive over to the other house to get my CDs because apparently just purchases from iTunes won't work.
Rip the CDs the same way I just told you. Go to preferences, choose wave, and then rip whatever CD you want once it recognizes the CD, and put it whatever folder you want.
So yeah, I got here friends all the way up to That's Why God Made the Radio, and I want to make mono mixes of them.
Don't know why, but enjoy yourself.
Because there's mono mixes of every album before then. I just want them.
I understand. I'm a stereo baby. Even if it's left-right stereo.
Well, the idea is to not get rid of the stereo. The idea is to make like mono and stereo bundled together.
On the same disc.
I wanted them to do that with Abbey Road. To me, like I thought that.
Yeah, I remember seeing that, Paul.
But
never seen that video.
Yeah, but
that's Beetle Brad reacting to being a fan of Yoko, and he's on record.
Wanted to do something
Yoko fan.
With Abbey Road, they should have made a mono mix out of it.
Now that you have the folded down Brazilian mix, how is that?
I like it. I think it sounds fine, as does the Let It Be. It sounds okay to me. I just thought, kind of complete the mono set. Those because you can get the Yellow Submarine stuff in mono. It's on the mono pass.
Yeah, I've got it.
But the other two albums were never done. I just thought, I guess there's no money in it. That's why.
Well, the Brazilian mix, it better be as good as my Brazilian wax.
Okay.
So am I the only one with the Yoko greatest hits?
Hey, Yoko! Yoko!
Greg, you'll have to make me a copy of that.
I could do that.
I'm just kidding, Greg. I've got all the information somewhere on my server.
Yeah.
I've even got
It
Yoko
said-
live in concert.
It was
I've got-
positive.
I'll have to look for that one.
Ah, that's got to be fun.
I go back on mute.
I have Yoko live in concert if anybody wants it.
We'll
I do
pass.
have it on a FLAC file somewhere, but I downloaded it along with many other live concerts.
Yoko live in concert on the live piece in Toronto. That's enough live in concert Yoko would ever want to have.
My daughters were bad, and I told them they were going to be punished. I used to put on the first part of the wedding album.
That
and
would
that was being bad.
Oh, wow.
I can understand that. John was just totally out of his head there, because you got John Lennon and Eric Clapton playing together live on stage, and they allow that crap to go on. It just boggles my mind.
I guess while I'm importing all of these, I might as well show what I've got to show here. Some of you have already seen these over at Rachel's, but each of the two for CDs from the early 2000s. So Friends 2020, and the CD is in there importing right now. And Sunflower.
Oh my God.
Starts up.
So is that the ones you're working on?
Yeah, because all of these have never had a mono mix.
Is that you, Mr. Mayo, our good friend, Invisible Ray?
Holland.
So I wonder.
Maybe it's Jackson and me.
This is a really good live album from 1973. It's their Winter '72 tour and their Summer '73 tour combined.
See, the easiest way to get a mono mix is but they don't have them anymore. But the older
This one's not my favorite album at all.
I don't have it.
It's
stereo
this-
speakers
Tough One to Like.
had a stereo mono button. So you just click the button and you got mono.
I like that they did the green capital, though.
This, guys. Now, Stephen Schnee has brought it to my attention that this is hard to find for under $50.
What is it?
It's the twofer of MIU and LA Light album on CD.
I don't have that.
But I tracked down a copy last year. Keeping the Summer Alive, their first release of the 80s. And their self-titled album, which, fun fact, was produced by Steve Levine of Culture Club.
I've got a copy of Don't Eat the Yellow Snow, but I can't get 18.
The rare stuff here. This is some of the stuff that not very many people have in their collection because it is out of print and expensive to get. Still Cruising, original 1989 release.
Yeah, you got it.
The Abomination from Hell, but I have to have it in my collection because I got to have everything this group did.
Don't have it.
The even worse Abomination from Hell. And a good album to end with.
I'll
Wow.
show you mine.
Now you may make me small. Thank you.
I keep mine. I don't keep jewel cases, so I put mine in these special hard plastic cases. And that's the twofer, and I have the CD in the middle. That's one. There's the other one.
Those are great. Boy, I like
What are those slimline cases?
Yeah, they're thin. I also use a plastic case that's U-lead, and they're good too. These are hard plastic. I went to a softer plastic later because I couldn't find these any longer.
How much do they retail for, the new ones, the softer ones?
You get 60 of them for like $6 or $10, something like that. They're not cheap.
Sell them
You
on Amazon, don't they?
get 100 of them. Let me show you what they look like. Let me see if I can find one. Here's what the new ones look like. They're more of a light, thin plastic.
Yeah. It looks like a sleeve.
Yeah, it's like a plastic sleeve.
Yeah.
If you can see that, I can't.
Dual
And I slide the albums in with the CDs, and then I keep them. I keep them in cases like this.
Whoa.
I can fit 100 of them in one case.
Wow.
So this way, for 1,200, 2,000 albums, I don't have to keep them all in jewel cases. I can fit a lot more.
Yeah.
And that's why I like them. That's why I'm showing these here. There's my Smile that just came out recently. It's a remake.
So do you keep the original art or you just recreate it
This
yourself?
is all the original art, just from the CD, the jewel case stuck in here.
Oh, okay.
The only thing I do that you might make you cringe is the back of the CD. I fold in half and stick it in between the booklet.
Oh, okay.
But I don't care. I still want to save it. I'll show you an example.
Yeah, because they got the folds on the back. You know what I mean, right?
An old bootleg back from the early 90s of Smile. It's one of the original mixes they had down in the bootleg sector. But that doesn't have it. See, it's just a simple CD. You slide it in. I'm trying to show you, but it's hard. You just slide it in. Now I've got it all in one little. It's even smaller than the thin CDs. You know, the thin lines.
Yeah.
Wow.
What do you do with the inlay card?
It's folded in half. That's what I was trying to tell you. If I have an inlay card, I'm going to see if I can have one here. I know this people will cringe, but I take it, the inlay card. Here it is.
Ooh.
From the jewel case. And then I fold it in half because I don't care. I mean, I want to save it, but I don't care if it's displayed.
Yeah. I've seen some people kind of insert the full thing in like that.
Stick it into the book, and then I put the book into the new seal. This is what I do for space preservation. Even though I've got 2,200 square foot basement, I don't want to fill it with shelves and they're heavier and the jewel cases crack. This keeps it nice, you know.
Joe Mann's asking you a question there.
I think it's really Joe Mail.
It's
Yes.
the real Joe Mail, yes.
Okay, here's the reason I don't have a channel. Once I'm done showing you this, I'll never have to talk to you again.
We want to see it more.
I'm just teasing. But you know what I mean? I have a limited collection. I've got every other group you want to see. I can talk about different albums. I have groups and things I've done with Paul. Even I sent him some artwork for
Great. Leave the cat alone.
oh, he's something with the cat.
I think it's Paul.
I like Bill Haley in the comments, right? And they had a 10-inch single that came out in the 50s, and it's ridiculously expensive. So I went and recreated it myself and printed one up that looks exactly like the original because I don't want to spend $500 to buy something when I can recreate something, let's say, and buy it. I just can't make the record. I can make a CD with the record label, but I can't make the record. So to me, it's not worth the money they ask. I did all my Buddy Hollies the same way. I can show you one of those if you're interested.
How much did your printer cost you?
The new one was $400.
Oh, that's not bad.
The bad part is the ink.
Yeah. If you remember before, he showed us he's got one of these big long toner things.
Yeah, he does.
So that's
Actual ink can run you $100 a cartridge. So you need the $400 to buy the ink once it goes bad. So here's my Buddy Hollies. See? Buddy Holly, Coral, Buddy Holly, Brunswick. And I have the original of this album, by the way. It's hanging up over there. It's about a $400 in mint shape.
Woo.
If it's stone mint like mine is.
A gorgeous shot of the boys.
Now here's one I had to make because they don't sell this CD, right? The Beatles Holly Story.
Yeah.
And it's got that.
Red coral label.
Now to save time because they're such short albums, this is a twofer, my own. So you got Buddy Story 1 and 2.
Oh, I
on the
see.
same. And I printed my own covers and I printed my own CD, made them from the original masters, and then put my own labels on them. There was a beautiful book that came out on Buddy Holly, and as part of the book, you got like an 8 or 10 CD set that has an entire catalog in it. And I just transferred all that stuff to my own individual. Try to find original one of these suckers. You know, album wise, they're expensive.
Yeah,
That's the original promo label.
Not for sale. Whoa, be careful.
I even got the back, you know. So when I try to reproduce stuff, I try to do it exact as I can, but not for every group. But these are special. I love Buddy Holly. He is really, as far as I'm concerned, besides the black roots of rock and roll, he was one of the first rock and rollers. Before Elvis, before the Beatles. See, and that's a twofer. I've made them all twofers because they're cheaper that way. You don't have to make 10 individual CDs, but when you're listening,
They both fit on the same one anyway.
well, the thing is, you got what, 70 minutes worth of music on here. Otherwise, you're turning it over after 25 minutes if you got single CDs. There's Giant. I mean, he has a great catalog. A lot of these are posthumous. That's a bad one, but it's still listenable. It's his earliest work with Bob Montgomery, more country western.
yeah.
That was originally, yeah.
I got the Buddy Holly and the. I'll show it. I got this one for him. I got 2 Buddy Holly comps.
Go ahead and show Rachel because I don't want to take up all the time.
I got this thing here. And
What
then
does that one say?
it folds out.
Oh yeah, I had that one. Yeah, that's cool.
That's one's coming out. Of course, they always do with these things.
They got some radio stuff on there. That's right, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they got it's 4 disc thing. So
There's also some radio show on there. I remember having.
yeah, on disc. I think on disc 4. I don't play disc 4 a whole lot, but it's got. I mean, it's just chock full of stuff.
Trying to see the list. Yeah, there's one song or 1 or 2 songs there he never did, and it was only done like one time.
Yeah,
I think it's on there.
Yeah, he's on like the first 3 CDs, and then the 4th CD he's not even on it because he's gone by then.
Here's a special one I made called
That's a really
Buddy Holly.
interesting history on Buddy Holly.
The Buddy Holly sessions, undubbed and overdubbed masters that came from that book set I told you. But that's all the undubbed, like the reel-to-reel tapes and stuff his wife gave him. And this is called the apartment tapes, which is from those tapes.
His manager was a real snake, like so many of these managers were, unfortunately. He put his name on all the Buddy Holly compositions, so it's like P. Patty and Buddy Holly. You see the name Patty on there.
It's a shame.
Did he write that? And he had nothing to do with it. He just put his name on to access money from Buddy.
Kitty. Well, just showing you those to show how I pack my stuff, so it saves a lot of space. But a lot of people may not want to
save space too. So I think that might be in my future as well.
That's all I got.
An attractive cover, though, isn't it? Very nice picture. Yeah, that's the one. Thank you, Stephen. It was Norman Petty. And Norman put his name all over Buddy's songs. So you see Petty Holly as being the writers, and Petty had nothing to do with them.
If you only want to pick up one Buddy Holly greatest hits, this has got the cleanest sound I found for a Buddy hit made from the original master tapes. This is still available on Amazon and stuff. That one for Buddy Holly, and this one, same company makes it for Bill Haley. These are fantastic sounds for the MCA products if you get them.
There's the Buddy Holly here.
You got same one.
Yeah.
That's a great Buddy Holly. Yeah. Now you just got this recently, didn't you, Paul?
Well, 6 months ago, maybe.
I remember you doing a video on it.
Yeah, it's box set. It's supposed to be the complete recordings. I don't know how complete it is, but
What if they got the apartment tapes on there?
9 records in it, like it's huge. But yeah, it's quite good. This is a used copy. It's kind of beat up a bit, but you know, the records were in good shape. So
it's like when Lennon died. You wonder what else he would have done. It's a shame.
No kidding.
Just can't imagine what he could have done.
Another one I got is this one.
That's beautiful. I love that. That Bill Haley. It's a great album.
Isn't that great? And it's on the Decca label.
Oh, look for that little Decca one I made you for Bill Haley if you know where it's at.
Yeah, I got that around here somewhere.
Because this is another one I love of Bill Haley. She's showing it now. That's a great album.
Yeah.
It's on Decca.
Hey, Robert.
That's,
I just
I
did
would
a
reproduce
on this,
that. Go
Robert.
ahead.
Sound
It plays pretty darn
mono.
You did what, sir? I'm sorry.
I did a test on it. It sounds phenomenal mono.
You just got done doing that?
Well, I did it for one of the songs.
I see.
And
Okay.
the song sounds great.
You understand the basics now?
I think so. Now I gotta finish doing the rest of the album and then get it back to iTunes somehow.
Paul's showing the little mini CD I made of the
I
one
love
that
the
I love.
cover, Paul. That is a tricked out cover. That's
I-
rock and roll. That
I can-
screams rock and roll.
I cannot find it anywhere at a reasonable price. So I made my own, and Paul, I even did the label, I think. And I made the music too. But I couldn't find the original like you have. Your rock and roll is beautiful.
Look at that. Wow.
That's lovely.
If I could find that actual 10-inch, that's a 10-inch. It's not an LP. It's a 10-inch. I would buy it in a minute if it was under $50, but they're like a couple, $200, $300, $400.
How do you make the labels? Like, do you get them specially prepared or?
Crayola.
Yeah. I go find the artwork anywhere I can that seems to be the best quality, and then I'll produce my own or I'll use the original. But sometimes you can take the Decca label, like from the one she showed. I could scan it in and then change all the text.
Yeah.
Scan in the basic label. Like I have a.
But are the labels just the same ones you can buy in Staples? Or?
Oh no, I buy my double label set you print with. Yeah, they're just. I use a special label, but yeah,
They look just like the originals. So
made
it
of
doesn't
paper.
look like you get them from the Office Max or something.
Yeah, I showed those this morning.
Green Hornet and Batman.
I showed those this morning, but
And Green Hornet was so much grittier than Batman. Green Hornet was the best.
what's funny though is I made that for Paul, the Bill Haley one, and I haven't made one for myself.
That's another project.
I just keep forgetting to do it. I do it for one person, and I say, "Oh, I'll do it for me later," and I forget.
Round to it. You get round to it.
Round, yeah, I'm round, all right.
It is a stunning label. That's what I'm saying. They look like they're right from the company.
Well, doing the label work is the part that I try to do the best. Like there was one of my designs for a Green Hornet, and I changed my mind. I went with the original cover. See, that's the original back, but a different cover. See?
I like your cover.
Yeah, your cover's better. Yes, I agree.
Potato there. That looks really cool.
This was like, so I ended up putting this on the inside of the album, my design. See?
That's a bonus picture.
Yeah. So, and that's when I showed him earlier too, for Graham Ashford. Beetle Brad asked me to find that album and do it for him. And I was more likely, I went and found the album, bought it, transferred it from vinyl, copied all the artwork tediously, and then made them and then sold them, a few of them. And then Graham Ashford bought the first one. And he called me from Washington because he wanted 50 more copies. And he asked for another 50, but since COVID, I haven't heard from him.
Uh-oh. Sold on the VJ.
It's cool to listen to it. It's not the Beatles, but it's not bad. You know, it's kind of interesting.
Sounded like.
There I left some of the crackles in. I didn't declick everything. Forgot which cereal.
Hawaiian Puff.
Never heard of Hawaiian. Oh, there wasn't one called Puffa Puffa Rice. Remember Puffa Puffa Rice? That had a Hawaiian. Because I think it was sweetened with cane sugar or something. Hi, Paul Nolan.
Hello, Paul.
Yeah. And yes, you did a great job, Robert. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah, we all agree there. No disagreement at all.
Oh.
I get so bored with the way they package stuff. All the Ringo albums, I went and put in mini CDs for myself. I made them all. And same with Harrison. They only did the first few in mini CDs, and then they switched to digipacks or something. So I went and redid all of them for myself. So I do this for myself, and I share if someone asks. So if someone says, "Oh, I really want Rubber Soul and whatever," I'll do it. Like Ray said, I'll do it for you. But Brad has really got me going on some things that I probably wouldn't have done, but with his pushing me to get some things, I got a lot of things done I wouldn't normally do.
I like those Beach Boys. I got to get more. I don't have. I have one Beach Boys
Right.
CD. I got to get a
That's
bunch.
the English version, the UK version of the same album. And I made that strictly for Graham Ashford. But it was so popular, I sold a few of those too. But now I don't sell anything.
This one's on Decca, right?
Yeah, that was on, I think, Decca Triple Ace or something.
Yeah.
Here, I'll show you, Brad, not Brad. That's what my label sheet looks like after they're printed, see? They come out two at a time. Then I take them off and put them on the CD. It's nothing special. But I buy a specific brand that I've used for years. Here's a Beatles Decca session.
How come there are two? Is that in case you have to make another one? You got one already made up?
Well, I usually make two at a time. And if I got extras, I'll just keep them until I use them from another day.
Saves on ink.
Well, sometimes, whenever you print with a laser printer, see, here's one ready to go for Green Hornet. If you print with a laser printer, you got to print them both at once, whether you only need one label at a time, because once it's been printed through the laser, they heat it up. It won't print the same the second time through. So you got to print two every time you print.
Wow.
And so if you only need one, if I said I need a yesterday and today, I'll print two and I'll use another one later.
And then you probably just kind of put them in a folder or something like that.
Keep them in a folder. When someone orders something different, I'll have it. Like when I made your yesterday and today's this weekend, I made 2 extra copies. And I sent you a West Coast, which is more of a grayish color. And I sent you like an East Coast, more of a blue color in the background. So I sent you both versions. And this is a gray color one. And this is from the actual negatives of the Butcher. And because my friend who sent me the file, he bought the negatives from Queen Litho, made TIFF copies for me and sent it to me. So these huge files, I could reproduce it big if I wanted to. But when you shrink it, it gets a little more dotty. So, but it's as clear as you're going to get from a reproduction of the actual picture used by Queen Litho.
Yeah,
he paid $40.
Now that you've got that new printer, it'll probably come out even better now. Right?
Well, this is the one from the new printer. It came out better. My old one was starting to, it wouldn't calibrate right. And so half would come out clean and the other half on the other side, because it's one page, came out a little bit, I don't know my name. Robert P. is my channel name.
Yeah. Robert P. Just look up
I've got 14 subscribers, but no videos.
14 people like you for nothing.
I do that.
No reason. Oh, wait.
See, you got to print. There you go. So you got to print them, and that's on a swirl label. Those are cool.
That's nice.
I designed. See, now that came out with Dr. Ebbett, but then he had a different label, so I've changed it. I put my covers from his design, and then put my own label on it because I wanted different labels. I think you can see it there. See, I did the capital swirl for that one.
It's volume 3 or something.
You did both. Remember we talked about that?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if he wanted volume 3 to have the Apple label or the swirl, because there's half and half on volume 3.
They gave me one of each.
Show the Apple one, or show them. I should
Yeah,
say.
I'm going to show you the Apple one. Yeah.
Picking out
Robert,
Rachel.
now that I've got them stereo to mono done, and I want to put them back on iTunes, what would you recommend? Converting it to WAV or MP3?
Really nice. Yeah.
I apologize. Let me answer Mason real quick. Mason, when you're exporting them and you want to save them to send them back to iTunes, you're going to want to convert it to ACC or AAC, whatever they call it, whatever you've normally put it on as. Like if you put it at 128, 256, 320, so you pick the style of AAC you want, because that's the version they'll take. Okay. They'll take AIFF too, but it takes up more space. So if you're paying for space,
okay, thank you, Robert.
You want to do AAC like 192 to 320. Yeah, those are cool. Dr. Rabbit designed all that. but I still reproduce it because he gave me all his original artwork. Whatever I didn't create myself, he gave me. He was a nice guy. For years we were friends, but
Now you are the new Dr. Ebbets.
no, I'm not. I'm just a person that took over a little bit.
Yeah, but you're doing things better than he did, though.
Robert, that ACC thing is not an option.
It is.
It's
Go to
either
import
Wave
again.
MP3 or
Pardon me?
well, from Audacity to iTunes, the ACC is not an option.
Well, no,
It's
from
Wave
Audacity, you got to save it as,
MP3.
yeah. Audacity, you got to save it as, what can you export as that might convert back to iTunes? Either a WAV file or a, I don't know if they'll accept WAV, but what do you got? His choices out of Audacity.
Let me read them.
There's export. That's the Japanese one.
Yeah, it's the Pro
Okay,
Series.
export as MP3, WAV, OGG,
Okay, do it.
audio.
Export it as
selected
MP3.
audio.
Export is the highest
MP3.
quality MP3. Yeah, export
Okay.
is the highest quality MP3. No, you are Dr. No, I'm not Dr. Robert. That's a nice one, Paul. That sounds, you know, it doesn't sound as good as they claim, though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I kind of thought that too. They want an ungodly price for them.
My favorite Abbey Road is still the blue box. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, I'm with you.
I made Paul a beautiful blue box.
The original master. They used the same masters all the way through. They didn't change them until later. So it's the same master as the original album. So, you know, try to improve upon something that's perfect to begin with. You're doomed to fail. Yeah.
I made a blue box.
Yeah.
He's made the blue box. Wonderful.
Put your albums in it. This one, I didn't fit everything I wanted, so I made a wooden one instead. Because once you start jamming extra stuff in there, you're like, I want the Beatles oldies in it. I want, you know, the Magical Mystery Tour EP in it. You start throwing stuff that wasn't in the blue box in your collection. So sooner or later, they won't fit.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, Mason, just send it off as MP3 as the best quality you want to listen to. Then you can send them right to iTunes as MP3. You don't have to convert them again.
Ron wants to know if that Pro uses a vinyl rip.
Hey, Ron.
Is that Pro use? Yes, it is. It was ripped by Dr. Ebbett back in 1998 or 9 something from the actual vinyl. Anything that Dr. Ebbett did or what I've started to do is all from vinyl.
Oh, Ron. Hello. Yeah,
including the 45s or anything else that's there. They all originally came from the mintest vinyl we could find.
I was going to ask if you ever made one of the what do you call it, the collection of oldies but goldies from the UK.
Yes. Yeah, we have it. Now
So
that's
this is mono.
that was an Ebbett transfer, but made by another person.
Yeah. That's Abbey Road mono. And let it be mono.
And those are all boots?
Dr. Abbott's.
Technically,
Yeah, they're technically bootlegs. But they sound cool.
But they're all stereo made from mono?
No, mono made from stereo.
Just like what Mason's trying to do.
Yeah.
I hope you're all enjoying Tech Talk today, guys.
I like Ron Beaudry. He is like my personal vinyl guru.
He's hiding right now.
Yeah, he's young.
I don't know if you know it, but when the Beatles oldies but goodies,
Yeah.
that's a centered stereo. But the new centered stereo is so much better, Paul. Did you download it?
No, who's made that though? I haven't heard that one.
The Mere Spock, the one I gave you the links to.
Oh, right. No, I haven't downloaded that yet.
That
maybe
is-
I have. Maybe I just
Oh,
haven't.
you got that black with the Beatles. I saw that earlier. That's
Yeah,
nice.
we did the color black so you could differentiate it from the other.
Yeah, but I like it like that. Ooh.
I can't find it, Paul, but I was looking for my oldies but goodies that we made.
Oh, I got that somewhere.
It was in the box set, I thought.
No,
That's never been put out on CD before, has it?
Oh, I made the Beatles Rarity one that came out of the blue box.
Oldies wasn't part of that.
I know, but I put it in anyways for you, right?
Yeah.
Didn't I make it for you?
I'm kind of sleepy, Brad. I'm a little nappy today.
I'm sorry. Here, look at this one while he's busy. If you can do it, I can't do it. This was the Beatles Rarities.
Oh, that's nicely done.
That it came out of that box set.
We got a problem.
What is that, sir?
What is it, Houston?
Get it onto iTunes. First of all, it's not saved under what I want it to be saved under, so I got to go back and fix that. But it's one recording of everything blended together.
Well, you have to divide. If you put it all as one long, like a whole bunch of tracks as one long thing, then you're going to have to do them as individual tracks.
Here we are. That's the one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I'm gonna have to go back for another page.
That's made from the stereo, but most of it was half mono anyway. 'Cause the original one was half mono, half stereo.
Now leave me where I am. I'm only sleeping.
On gold vinyl or gold CD.
Well, that's cool.
I'm in a world going by my window, taking my time.
All can't play them, I heard.
Well, not on my mate. I've got another CD player that will, but my CD player is so old that it predates the gold vinyl. It won't read it.
The gold vinyl has a 300-year archival life. Unfortunately, we won't be around to test it.
Well, speak for yourself, Bellface.
Well, they're not going to play them in heaven. I know that. And I don't know that.
I'm
Well,
not seeing down there either.
maybe I shouldn't know.
It's going to take me 300 years to get there, Robert.
It could be. Anyway, I like the tile unit CD. If you got to use a CD, I like Japanese CDs, or I like the tile unit CDs or the gold CDs, but the gold ones are very expensive. You always got to buy more than 50, and they're like $3 to $5 each.
And Robert, you were saying it costs about $3 to make one of your CDs?
You make a standard CD like this with the cover, the inserts, the CDN label and everything. It's probably about a $3 cost to me, because the paper is a 200-gram paper,
Greg's
cardboard.
Is that photograph paper? Because it comes out so nice.
Yeah, it's like almost a presentation paper.
Is it like Kodak paper?
No, I use HP. It's called brochure paper.
Oh, so it's not actually a photo paper then.
No, it's not, because I don't want them that glossy.
They look really nice, though. Yeah, I understand. Okay, I've
light
never done
glossy.
that. I've never made that stuff.
I had showed this earlier. It's just a mini album, like the actual album, just reproduced.
Yeah, that's really nice. Oh, that's really cool. So you made that?
Yes, I make all mine like this. And then on
Mini
the
LP,
insert,
they call those.
and on the insert, I make an
Very nice.
insert.
Wow,
So
that is so nice.
you have the alternate covers, and then you have the track listing. I'll do this because Ron hasn't seen these. Then you
Very
have the track listings on the inside. Then there's my CD, and then you have is the original insert.
Oh my God, look at that.
Isn't that wonderful?
You
then
should
you
be
have-
designing stuff for people, because that is what collectors want right there. Look at that. It's
And then
beautiful.
you make the labels. So I try to reproduce anything that's not available to the public. If it's available, go buy it. But if it's not available, like I'll make you a CD with this on the cover, which is the first Beatles, and then I'll put it on you can have a red Target label, capital, which is the rarest version. And you can put it on a green capital Target label, God forbid the orange, or the rainbow, whatever you want originally. I
Very
can
nice.
make. I design it for people that aren't the Beatles, but very few. Like I said, I've done some Ringo, I've done some Who, I've done various things for myself. But
So do you have to have some kind of program in order to print that stuff, or you can just use your regular printer with?
I'm using my laser. I use a laser printer, and I just put a, like a template on my. I use Publisher from Microsoft. I make a template so it prints them both.
Okay.
With the tabs. I got to cut them all out by hand. Then you got to fold them all and then glue them all.
Of course, yeah, that's a lot of work, right?
And then you make the other stuff individual, like the inserts. I got to print it. I put it on 67-pound cardboard, print both sides, fold them, cut them, and then I make the labels on a standard label. I used to get these done in thermal, but the trouble with thermal labels, they look beautiful, but you got to buy a certain CD, and they're not as good as the tile units. And I like a paper label because you know what? Labels were always paper.
Right, right.
So to me, it feels more like a real album when you touch my paper label as when you touch their thermal labels.
Yeah.
I have stuff on thermal.
Yeah, because they look
they did a beautiful job.
Hey, Robert, have you tried doing those UK trifold things, where they got the little fold on the top and along the side?
Oh, wow.
Trifold. I don't think I can do a trifold because they're like 18 by, I need like
too long, yeah.
17 by 8.5.
Yeah, they're just kind of interesting. I've just cured the limitations of the technology.
I was showing Paul, because Paul has it too. Me and Paul got together and I made an entire set of the blue box transfers. We transferred all the albums, the blue album, over to CD in the mid-90s, Dr. Ebbett. And then I made all individual CDs with the proper labels and everything to make his own little blue box.
So what kind of machine were you using to record with?
Oh, now we all want little blue boxes.
I made his out of wood.
I want one too, Paul. Make me one.
Never painted it, but he's got every album from the blue box in there transferred from the original vinyl and a couple extras.
I remember when Paul showed that on his channel. When it came in, he showed how it all fit together.
So what kind of a CD recorder were you using to make that transfer?
At the very beginning, it was a very expensive one. A Yamaha, I think it was.
So Robert included the singles as well as the EPs. Which is pretty cool to have.
I transferred using a Yamaha system back in the 90s and early 2000s, but mostly from 93 up, 99, 2000.
The whole blue box catalog here.
Yeah, what fun. That's great.
Now I just use a regular.
Plus the oldies. It wasn't required,
Yeah.
but it's in this one. And Magical Mystery Tour wasn't part of the blue box either, but we got Robert gave me the EP there. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Show them the label of the EP. I thought I did a good job on that. Not to be
Let's see.
slap myself on the back here.
Oh, you have every right to be proud of the work.
Well, it took me forever to get that 45 done because they have like a 45, but it's cut because of the EP's got a cut in the middle. It took forever to try to reproduce that.
Yeah, I say you have
I've got a question for the recording engineer.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
That's like the 45, right on. Yeah.
Yeah, it was hard to do by hand.
By hand?
Well, you do it with a computer, but it was still difficult.
You have to move it around and get it all worked.
Weird.
So
Go ahead, Ron.
Let's see. It's the stereo as well.
I'm being honest. Dr. Ebbett did a lot of the transfers for me out of New York. He did it. People would send him the best like stuff that was expensive as hell, like mint unopened copies, and then they would ask him to make the masters, and then he would make the masters. And in the beginning, in the early 90s, I would help do the artwork, and then he got better than I did. He just got so much more blown out. He was doing thermal printing, on the CD, so it looked like the real print and everything. And I stuck with labels, and he went away in 2009 after the remasters came out. But then I took up where he left off on some of it. He gave me all of his original artwork that we worked together, or he did separately, so I can still reproduce any. And I've improved everywhere I could. And all these new ones I made myself.
Is Ebbett still with us?
Well, yeah, he is personally, but he's he's not doing anything.
He's retired from doing this stuff. Yeah.
I was going to show Ron because he never saw it. I didn't think, but this was a reproduction of the UK 3/4 size box from the Beetle promotion in the UK. So for special people, I'll do stuff like this.
That's Rachel loves that kind of stuff.
Well, Beetle Brad asked me to make him one.
I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah.
This was my first prototype.
Oh,
and
okay.
And I made it. It turned out okay.
It did.
And
very nice.
It's a foam inside of it.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. So,
but I'll never make another one. They take too much time and too much effort to glue
labor
together.
of love. That's all you get. That's the only reason you do it.
Yeah.
I did the Beetle Bad might show you one day, but I did the Nestle's Quick Box where you got the blow up dolls on the back. I reproduced that. There was a gentleman selling it.
Bow out here. I got some chores to do. So you guys
sorry, Paul.
Care?
Thanks for coming, Paul.
Thanks for showing your stuff, Paul. I love all that stuff.
Hi, Paul. We
with your transfers.
Yes. Have a handful before you go.
Oh, put those away. You're making me hungry.
Eating's not one thing I got a problem with. I don't need that help with
Later.
Take care, Paul.
Peace. Bye-bye, Paul.
Ron, right now all I do is I save the files in either FLAC or AIF lossless.
Right.
And I used to use EAC and transfer them to Wave. And then it has error correction throughout the whole thing. It tells me if there's even one glitch. And then once I have a master made, then I just burn them at 4x with a master. I don't try to speed it up because that way the longer the burn, the better the,
Yeah, I do it 1-to-1 when I make mine.
You do 1x? Okay.
Well, that's how it's done. What I can do now, I've got an Elastis Master Link, right? So I can record it on, like the Yamaha, they have a hard drive as well. So you can record it to the hard drive, and if you mess something up, it's easy. Just start over again. You're not messing up the CD. But mine can use just regular data CDs. I don't have to go and buy those expensive CDs for CD recorders.
Well, no, I use just regular data or music.
Yeah, that's good. I was wondering about that. If you've got that type of machine.
The tile units I use come out of JVC from Japan, and they were available. They used to be here in the name Fuji used to sell them years ago.
Yeah, Fuji's good.
They stopped selling them, and they have a deep green dye to them. And some people in China tried to cheat it, and they didn't come out very well. Even a blue dye I've seen.
Free blow up dolls.
Well, long story short, I happened to buy like 1,200 blanks when JVC still made them. Now a Chinese company took over, and they're not going to be as good. They claim they're using the same dye, but their dye supposedly will last 100 years. I did a test in the early 90s when I started buying them at $5 a disc. I'd take a recording, lay it in my dashboard of verbatim, Memorex, Sony, whatever, and take them in an hour and see if I could play them. Some of them within an hour, they were destroyed.
That's right.
3 or 4 days later, it took for the tile units to be destroyed. So if it took a week in the sun to destroy one, in normal life, it would probably last 50 to 60 years.
Yeah,
so
because I've had some in my car. I just keep them in the folder, and I just put them in the glove box or something. And even then, that heat from the car, it still would put little pinholes in there.
I've only used tile unit ever since. You can still get them, but they're not. I think it's $45 or $50 per 50. So,
yeah, and for my use, I'm not making CDs I just make a transfer so I can rip it to my computer, and then I can share it on YouTube, or I can put it on my Pono player or something like that. That's all I'm doing it for.
Right. With Pepper, I don't have an expensive player like you do, but I used the techniques. I transferred the vinyl of Pepper 2017 over to Audacity, and then I saved it at 9624 or whatever, made it as best I could, saved it as FLAC. Then I converted it to 16-bit to burn the CD, and then I made my CDs that I could listen to in the car or anyplace else. I couldn't stand how brick-walled the physical CD was that they came out with, but I love the vinyl.
Exactly. You can make something, and I talked about this on one of my videos where when these CD recorders, when they first came out, the guy reviewed it for Stereophile, and he said, I don't understand why I can take that CD that I got at the store, and I put it in there, and I make a copy of it, because in those days it wasn't speeded up yet. It was really 1-to-1. It wasn't 5 times or 10 times yet. He put it in there. He'd make a copy of the CD, and he said, I don't know why, but the copy sounds better than the original. And so he theorized that, when they make them originally, they make them really fast. What does it take? 5 seconds, bam.
We're stamping them, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So he says, no, I'm making it. It's taking like 45 minutes to make the CD. So all those pits are really made, really precise.
They're deep. Yep.
Right. So now when I play it back, I don't need to use a lot of error correction. So that's why they sound better. That's kind of what he tried to theorize why he didn't. So that made sense with me.
Well, that's why I burn at 4x. A lot of guys I know, when they're just giving stuff away, I'll go 8x, 16. Look, 4x is as low as I'll go, because if it goes 2x or 1x, look, I'm only, if I were to sell this product to you, which I don't really do, I just give them away. You want one, I'll send it to you, okay? But what I'm saying is, this is like $7 I'll charge you.
That's very cheap. Yeah,
it is.
And that goes into that. It's not.
Look, I've seen the market. You can get $12.99 maybe on a good day, but there's other people selling things like this. Not this particular. They sell them in jewel cases or whatever. I only sell the rarer Beetle stuff, like collector's items, old boots that were transferred, things that are hard. I've got all the VJ stuff, let's say, okay?
Right.
I've transferred all that stuff to CD, made some beautiful artwork, and
very beautiful.
It will cost a little more to make the gatefold of Beetles versus Four Seasons, but I have a single version or a gatefold with the copy of the poster. What am I to charge? $10? I mean, it cost me 3 to make in about half an hour, maybe 20 minutes each, because I got to cut them, glue them.
You're not making any money. I mean, if you think about your time involved, they owe you money.
I do it as a labor of
That's what it is.
To get something out to people.
Did Rachel talk about Patrick over at Mr. Robinson's neighborhood? Did she mention him? Do you know about him?
Rachel's sleeping. I don't know.
She is. She enjoys this technical talk. She really does enjoy
This is why I don't have a channel, because no one would listen to me without phone.
No, I'm listening.
I'm just kidding.
Today.
I had a nap, so I'm good.
Well, my problem for me is this is all I have. I don't have anything else to show. That's why I don't have a channel.
You do just fine. You do incredible work.
You do incredible work. I'm really impressed.
It's labor intensive, and the ink isn't cheap, so it would.
I don't know if Ron had saw some. Do you mind if I show a couple things to Ron?
Go. Do.
I'm just asking, because
channel, of course.
There's my. It's kind of hard with my camera's not that good. But
BJ, yeah.
There's my add back. So if you want to add back, this is one of my pride and joys, because these ones are hard to make. This is Beetles versus the.
Oh, the gatefold you were talking about. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that flips out like that.
It even has the original gatefold. Sorry. Taken from my original, by the way. I copied all this from my original disc.
Wow, it's very good. Very high, very precise printing.
It's grainy, I know. Now this is a disc. This is a disc made by Dr. Rabbit. He does his thermal. I do mine labels. I just happened to keep the disc, but made a new cover. Because originally we made these as just flat on one side and flat on the other. But then I decided to do this. Well, when I do this, it takes a whole lot more work. Trust me.
Oh, no, you don't have. I understand.
Yeah.
To make it. And once you make it, if you screw up, you got to throw that one away and start from scratch.
Now, I know how much work's involved, because I wouldn't even attempt to do that. I don't even have the skill to do something like that.
It's easy to do as far as I'm concerned, because once
I guess you have to learn how to do it. After you know how to do something, it's always easy.
If I showed you on your computer in 10 minutes, get yourself a template, start putting in good pictures, boom, you're all set. But I only do it because I don't like jewel cases. It's just me. I don't like jewel cases. And so if I don't save it one way, I make these for myself, so I have them this way.
Yeah, because the jewel cases, they end up getting kind of scratched up, and they
take a lot of space. I was showing them earlier.
They're a lot thicker too. They're about 4 times as thick. Right.
I just noticed my stuff. I was so distracted.
In little plastic sleeves like this.
Right.
Now this is a set that I did back in 2000 and 2001. It was called The Beatles, Every Little Thing. It's volume 3 and 4.
I've never seen that. I don't think that cover.
It was a bootleg. I designed it in the 90s. There's volume 1, volume 2. It was an 8 CD set. I mastered them, and then we sent them off to my friend in Japan, and they made real silver CDs. And then we sold them, a couple thousand copies. But this is every difference between the American and British, and any oddity that was found on vinyl back in 2000, you couldn't get it.
No.
So if you wanted to hear the 5 different versions of I'm Only Sleeping, it's on here. Or if you wanted to hear the mono,
That's
Tomorrow
I
Never
think
Knows.
Rachel woke up and you said, "Are you sleeping?"
Yeah.
But you see what I'm saying? So now this is defunct. There's probably 32 tracks out of these 120 or whatever it got in the 8 CDs that are really good anymore, because all the rest have been released now.
Oh,
So-
really? Okay.
Well, at least released by me or
Well,
somebody
they're still
else.
good, but I mean, yeah, I
they're
know
still
what you're
good.
saying. It's
So-
not a rarity as it used to be.
Right. So an 8 CD set versus 40 different albums. Like there is a song, maybe you know it, maybe you don't, off the I think it's the Ain't She Sweet or the My Bonnie album, MGM, where they do Sweet Georgia Brown.
Yeah.
Different lead guitar than anywhere else. It's not been released on CD. They made a new Sweet Georgia Brown where they mentioned the Beatles. The Bear Family set that came out on vinyl and on CD has another master. This master from them never came out. So
The
it's
old My
so rare. And because it was rare, I'm trying to find it. Beetle Brad asked me to make them for him. I thought I had them. Beetle Brad asked me to make copies of them. Here we go. Ain't She Sweet?
Yeah, that's cool.
Adco. And I do the whole album. And this is the one with Sweet Georgia Brown, I think. Let me see. No, it's the other one, I think. The Swallows were on here. There you go. That's why you didn't buy it. But I'll show you. I did. That's the original label, a reproduction. As the insert. That's the insert.
I never. The
Then-
Beatles were on Octaco.
At ATCO, yeah, Adco. That album was when it first
That's,
came out. And that's
maybe the. What country was that late? Was that released in?
United States.
Oh, really? Okay.
This is in '64 when they were just cramming anything Beatles they can on the shelves.
Yeah,
They
I
bought
never
this-
never saw that. I didn't know it existed.
Yeah, Polydor bought those 2 or 3 songs by the Beatles, though, Tony Sheridan stuff is all it is. But that second track has never been released in its form. So we transferred it to CD. And then you can see I reproduced the labels and everything. And then I think there's only 3 people that's got them. Me, Brad, and Beetle Pro Tom, if you've ever
Hey,
seen
Donna.
them. Beetle
Have a
Pros.
good night.
I had one more I was going to show them that. You probably know this one, right? My Bonnie.
No, I don't.
You haven't
I'm not a
seen that?
Beatle crazy person like
Okay.
you are.
Well, anyways, this is an MGM, same material, same material. They must have redid it 5 different ways, but this was the first. So I
Very
transferred.
nice.
I transferred them to CD because Brad wanted them. I personally will never listen to this probably because I like the true stereo Bear Family version of all the Tony Sheridan material. Sounds fantastic, but if you even have that, but it's like the
So
deck
that's
stuff.
You're saying you'd prefer listening to the record or the CD version? of
CD.
it?
I don't listen to a lot of records, Ron, because the price value for the records comparatively,
Well, yeah.
I
me about
can't
it.
see it.
Tell me
and
about it.
I
Crazy.
have all the mono vinyl, right? Beatles mono vinyl, and I had all the Beatles mono CDs. And when I compared the two together, at least I couldn't hear enough difference
Right.
that I would say I would need to spend this $500 on the mono set where the little box that I got for 125. I just could not hear enough difference to make it worth it to me.
The people
So I
that
ended
are
up selling
buying
it.
the record is because they want the record. It's not so much that, it is the mono box now is an analog, but
It is.
I had both of them and I thought I liked the stereo one. It sounded better to me. I mean, and that's a digital one.
I have both sets. Even the American set they came out with, I love the artwork. They did a fabulous job, but they replaced the American dexterized or whatever version, with any song that wasn't unique, they put the British version on. So Please Please Me, or what song is on there? I Saw Her Standing is the British version. It doesn't have.
Yeah, well, it was kind of meant to be a British reproduction of the British stuff.
Correct. The British never put the echoes on theirs, but if
Like
there
you don't have
wasn't,
Twist and Shout, you don't have those records. It's just the British releases.
yeah, I make those too. I do make the Canadian ones because Mr. Paul FitToBe TieDyed asked me to make all those for him. So I
Very
transferred those from vinyl over in wide stereo, standard stereo, and mono. which I always thought was confusing because the Twist and Shout and some of those albums they had in there, they claimed to be stereo, but most of it was mono in Canada when you listen to it. And then they had a few what they called wide stereo on the Beatlemania, which was nice, but then some of those songs were mono when they weren't stereo. So it's confusing when you get to the Canadian. It wasn't until, like I think Rachel said or Paul told me, somewhere in the mid 70s to 80s, they actually reproduced all the American albums for Canadian. And that's when they put in the other mixes, you know, like the stereo
We
mixes.
got the Americans in '68, I think. The American albums
They started coming out with the green label Target or something, or red label.
Long Tall Sally and early Beatles, which were American albums. In fact, early Beatles is a rehash of Twist and Shout.
But Meet the Beatles came out, I think, in 80 or something. They redid it. And on the song Don't Bother Me, they used the wrong master. And he says the word don't twice. He says, don't bother me. And it's a rare edition. And then they corrected it for the next pressing. It's just little stuff like that I do because that's what I do.
Right. Collectability stuff.
I do. Yeah. I've got 2,000 albums back here and I got 19,000 on CD. So every single original master recording that's ever been out, I've got on FLAC file on a hard drive somewhere.
Oh, so the MoFi, you got every one.
Every one, but I don't want to make a physical copy of every one because I don't listen to everyone. I've got live shows, radio. I got 201 radio, just Beatles shows alone, but I don't want to make copies of them.
No, but it's there if you can get whatever, it's there for posterity.
When torrents were more available and you can still download stuff in FLAC. Me and my buddy, every time we downloaded everything and anything. I got every John Mayall album, all this stuff you download just because it's there.
Right.
And if I want it, I got it.
Okay, so the song listing basically on this, the American, and this, the Canadian, are the same.
Really? So the American, you don't have Misery on there?
Yeah, might be. I'll have to look.
Misery was missing from the American. There was 2 songs, 3. It was only 11 songs in there. 3 songs were missing from the American. That's why I hated that album. I hated.
Misery is not on here, but I don't know if it's on here either.
It's not. I don't know why they didn't reproduce the Introducing just as their own title called Early Beatles.
And this is the Canadian one.
All 14 tracks, but Capitol always screwed it. They did make 2 albums, though, I love. Or actually 3. I really enjoy Meet the Beatles and second album. They really rock. Much better than With the Beatles. It's just a better compilation they made.
Yeah, no Misery on this either. So this and this are basically identical. Right? So
I think There's a Place in Misery was later added to Rock
these
and
are
Roll.
both fantastic album covers, by the way.
Yeah, they're nice album covers, but the lousy album because they could have added the other 3 songs.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I know we always dicked around with the song set and everything.
Introducing came out and they sued VJ, and then they could have used all 14, but in America we never put 14 songs on, so they sued America.
I always love these things.
They made 3 or 4 great compilations. So I thought Rubber's still in America. Are you in Canada or America, Mr. Ron?
I'm in Georgia.
Did you grow up with American albums at all? I mean, Beatles.
Here's the thing about my personal deal with the Beatles. I grew up. I watched the Ed Sullivan broadcast. I was about 9 years old, I think. I watched it live on TV. I was a Beatle crazy person. The Beatles they usually had about 2 or 3 songs on top 40 all the time. Beatles were always on the radio, but I was not one. I didn't go out and buy the Beatles. I bought some Grand Funk Railroad, and I was buying some Hendrix, and I bought some. My mom was in the record club, and I had the Byrds, and I had the Mamas and the Papas and stuff like that. That was on Columbia because that was the record club, and that and we didn't. I lived in the suburbs, so we had you go up to the Ben Franklin Fime and Dime, and they had about 30 records to choose from up there. So whatever they had, I had to just get that kind of stuff. But it wasn't until I got older that I started collecting all the Beatle records, and I was living in Canada then, actually, when I started buying the Beatle records.
Let me answer the one question. Right now, I use an HP M454 BW printer.
Right.
For the last 20 years or more, I use an HP 2600N. I've gone through 4 of them, and the last 2 I took apart. I couldn't do it. I don't know how to do that, typing anything, but there's someone asked the question what printer I was using.
I got a HP Pro 8610 right now.
Is it laser? Is it a laser printer or?
Yeah, it's laser. It's laser.
That's one thing I hate about the lasers is the toners are expensive as heck.
Oh, well, it's got the. Let me have a look here in my drawer. I just bought some. What's a color? You know, it's a color printer. And I got some out of. I was always buying the HP, ink. It's so dang expensive.
But we're talking about ink or toner. It's 2 different things.
Well, I don't know. Mine just has ink. Maybe it's not a laser. It's it's HP.
Might be a dot matrix.
Laser jet.
Oh, laser jet. Yeah.
No, I don't have a thing like that in my printer.
If it's a laser jet, then it's black and white or color also. If it's laser, you have these.
I don't have that.
You should have 4 of them.
It's not a laser printer. It's an inkjet is different.
It might be inkjet then, I guess. Yeah. That's how much I know about this stuff.
Yeah, I got what Ron's got, an inkjet. It's not on the level of what you got, Robert.
The only difference is, number 1, they never dry out. Number 2, everything I print's waterproof. So
yeah,
that helps. Hold that little album cover. You don't want it to be smeared after a while.
Right.
So that's tough. The 2600N served me well for over 20 years, and I kept buying used ones after the first one broke, and I kept rebuilding them. I got to where I could rebuild them, but I can't find quality parts anymore, so I had to finally give up and buy a new one.
Right.
And it overheats half the time. The new ones are not as well made.
No, they're not.
The toner, it overheats. I print 2-3 covers, and then it wants to take a rest.
Really?
Yeah, and then I have to wait for it to cool down the toner. Well, it uses a heat mechanism to fuse in the toner, and that's what happens. So when you print these dumb things, it takes me longer now. So yeah, I may have to raise my price.
Here it is. No, it's not.
Hey, Robert, can I show you something?
Show me anything you want, as long as it's clean.
Yeah, it's clean. You see that?
What's the inside? That's a Dr. Ebbets. Let me see the inside.
Okay, well, that's what I was getting at. I was going to say, could you identify this?
Is that a label or is it thermal?
No. Oh, I don't know what you mean by thermal, but there's a label on it.
Well, does it feel like a label, like paper, or is it thermal?
Thermal is like it's merged into the plastic.
Yeah, okay, I guess it's thermal. Well, but I bought this on eBay probably a year and a half ago.
Oh, $12.99?
Probably. And I thought, oh, what a deal. And I got it. And I showed Beetle Brad it. And he says, you've got a boot. And I went, what? It's not a boot. What?
The one I make now is gatefold like the original.
Well,
but I only make them for with the inner sleeve.
This is in a case,
Yeah, that's how Dr. Ebbets used to make, but that's not an original Dr. Ebbets.
Okay.
I can tell by the CD.
That's a Billy Johnson.
That's somebody who copied Dr. Ebbets. Yeah, they did an okay job. They copied it. But by the label, it's not his, but it's close. That's what I used to do. But so not the same label.
Version from long ago or something.
Yeah, it's not the same label. No, I make them
professional or great.
Okay. Well, when I bought it, I thought it was the greatest thing. Like, look what I got! Look what I got! And then
whoever did it did a decent job. They're just not the same. That's all. I wish I could show you, because I didn't. I'm cheap. Like I said, I don't do for me what I do for others. I do this now in a gatefold for people, but not for myself. I just never got around to it.
Yours is better.
I would say so.
Sucks.
Well, I do a gatefold now, and I give you the inner sleeve. Now, this one may not have the inner sleeve. Yeah, this one doesn't. This has the inner sleeve he had. See, that was my old design.
Looks
and
better.
Yours still better.
But this is the thermal printing one. This is the old thermal print. See, you can see through the lettering right to the CD.
Yeah,
it's printed right on the CD.
Material, yeah.
That's the original by Dr. Ebbets and myself. Now, the one I do now has a new label. I actually ordered unprinted labels from the Rarities album. I found someone selling a sheet of the originals, and then I copied from that, scanned it all in, and then I also make the inner sleeve that had a bunch of black and white photos. So I do the inner sleeve, the outer sleeve, and a gatefold.
Beautiful.
But it takes more work and more time, so I don't make them. I didn't even make it for myself.
Yes.
But you have a product that you can't buy anywhere. That thing's very unique.
Yeah, you can even tell the pictures didn't really.
Yeah, they're more faded. His are
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
He took an original and tried to copy it, which is okay, making some money. But I do like, this is a great album. This came out as an LP. Maybe Ron saw it in the 79. It came out as a purple label LP, and everybody thought it was a capital LP. It was so good at the time.
They were full.
It's got a capital SPRO number, and it was on the purple label, and it was like, oh my gosh, it's a new album. Because of this album was so good, Capitol decided to do the Rarities album.
So Robert would do better on this Kinks box than they did.
Probably.
This is crap. And then they just give you this white thing here.
Ooh.
And then they did,
albums by the Kinks.
yeah, it's the Kinks. And then they put them on like this. So it lacks all the character of.
Did you pay $18 for the whole box set? So
No, I paid $100 bucks.
never mind.
Bucks.
Never mind.
The big record companies are only in it to make money. They're not in it to make quality. That's not
Yeah,
their.
But keep in mind, it is the official.
People buy it for $100 and the quality's horrible, and they love it.
Yeah, keep in mind it's the official release, and it's got the complete Pie series of albums. So you get 10 albums. So I'm paying $10 a CD basically.
It's still expensive.
So hell yeah, but it's a great. The music's incredible.
You don't have to shop for all the CDs. You got it in one little box.
I don't want to.
I'm done with Kinks.
I'm going to show one more to Ron only because I thought he might not be interested. No, just kidding.
I'm very interested.
Here's your favorite album, I'm sure. It's a real music.
I don't remember seeing that one. Imagine, what is that?
It's a Canadian. The original was Canadian.
It came out in 1982, I think,
Okay.
and in America and maybe Canada. And it's just their like 14 songs from a couple from each of their films.
Yeah, we have it up here as well. In fact, I think we originated that one.
That one
When
you showed before, it kind of reminds me when they came up with those greatest hits of the Beatles. They had the three LPs, the 1, 2, and 3. What did they call that again?
Rock and roll, maybe, or
No, it was in the early 2000s. They came out with the 3 anthology series.
oh yeah, okay.
That cover kind of looks like that anthology a little bit, the way that they made the covers.
What I was trying to show you was I reproduced the cover, the insert, and even though it takes more time, I reproduced the 12-page booklet.
Wow,
that came with the original album.
that's gorgeous.
But instead of being 12 by 12, it's 3/4 size, or
Wow,
So you get it just like if you had bought it in the store,
the artwork is phenomenal.
but on CD. And
Did
you can get
Rachel's
a lot of.
their artwork was horrible compared to your stuff.
Well, if you want some better artwork, even for other groups, I go to a place when I can't find something called the Artwork Exchange. And you just sign in like you would anything with some stupid password, doesn't matter. And then once you do that,
Oh yeah, nice.
where did you get that one?
I don't know. It's been too long since
That's a 45, right?
Yeah.
No,
So
With like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What?
That's EP. It's an extended play of one stripe or the other.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's the 45, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I've got that transferred on here also as a bonus. It has a Fab 4 on film on one side. No, is that not the one?
The one side has the medley and the other side has "I'm Happy Just to Dance with You."
Okay,
Oh,
then
that's
I had one.
medley. It's not all the songs. Okay, that's how we did it.
Remember that thing called Stars on 45?
Right, exactly.
That's what they tried to copy.
Right.
Big thing at the time.
But the original 45 had Fab 4 on film, which was an excerpt from the Hard Day's Night. Then they found out they couldn't do it and put the "I'm Happy Just to Dance with You."
But when you were saying was it put out as an album? Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, I added it to this as your bonus tracks. So you get all of that and this and the Fab 4 on film.
Ah.
So That's when someone orders something, I try to give them their money's worth, and usually it's free. So if there's any one Beatle album that you love and you say, boy, I'd like to have it like that, just let me know, Ron, and I'll make it for you.
Real music.
Well, I appreciate that. That's very gracious of you. Very, very.
Even if it's like this, you know.
Well, that don't tempt me now.
Now, Rachel, does Rachel have communication with you?
Yes, we do. I have her phone number.
Okay, so then she will give you my email.
Yeah, I got his email.
I'm not going to do it on his because he doesn't erase his.
Yeah, I'm not going to probably bother you about all that, but I really do appreciate it.
I'm just letting you know if there's something. I don't mind making one. You're in Georgia. It doesn't cost me $1.
Right. It's very nice of you. I appreciate that.
If for some reason you say, I've never had that blah, 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 and I'd really like to hear it, even if it's Frank Ifield on stage or something, just for kicks, just let me know.
Here's the problem. Well, a lot of that stuff, I don't know what I don't hear. I don't know about it. So,
Or you can just I can send you something via FLAC file too. I'm talking anything. I mean, I've got a lot of those, like I said, original master recordings, all kinds of crap.
I'm going to change the subject just slightly now, and maybe you can help me out with this. I bought a Pono player. Or actually, it was gifted to me by somebody, and I had all my everything was on like an iTunes library, and then when I downloaded the Pono player software and all that, then I took all my recordings that I made, and I would put them on it would store them as a FLAC file, right, on my computer. But now, Neil Young, he's not supporting that Pono player anymore. So I can't download it. I can't do anything with the FLAC. I can't on my computer. It's all messed up.
You can convert it.
But I'd rather be able to use stuff for my Pono player as a FLAC. So I think FLAC's better than Wave, isn't it?
Well, they're basically the same. One's just slightly compressed. They do compress FLAC just enough to transport and things, but it's still lossless.
It is lossless.
Once it uncompresses, it's still lossless, but it's a lossless file that's Wave is lossless.
Okay, because I downloaded a program that I can use to do and I can do a wave file.
Yeah. When I transferred from CD originally, I used a program called EAC, Exact Audio, to transfer all my waves. Then I switched to, I actually use iTunes now to extract my stuff, the physical iTunes program, and extract it to their new AIFF lossless.
Well, that worked like a charm.
And I do that for extraction. And then if I download from a torrent or borrow from you or whatever, a FLAC, I'll convert it from FLAC to AIFF so I can bring it into my iTunes catalog. But they're both lossless. So one goes from a lossless to a lossless, and nothing's lost in the transfer. But my iTunes doesn't like FLAC. So I have to.
Right. See, that's what I'm getting at. They took all of my iTunes library and it put it into that Pono library.
Okay.
So now I'm kind of stuck with that. And then now it's all messed up. But no, okay. And then J.R. River or something said, okay, we're going to take over, but we want you to pay $60 so you can have it on your computer. I'm like, come on.
I've made two different databases. I use iTunes as my database because I can save the artwork. I can save the files the way I want to save them. I can rename them, and then I save them in lossless. Then if I need to produce them any smaller for any reason, like for my phone, I'll transfer it 320K to my phone from there as ACC or something. So that way I have more than one option, but I keep two different hard drives backed up my one and then another one. So it comes a pain in the butt because you're constantly backing up every time you add a new album, but it does save. I thought iTunes was fabulous. The older version I have, I don't like the new one.
Okay.
Because I can save it. I'd have to give you the exact number, but it saves as a beautiful database. I can really keep track of everything.
Right.
Then from your database that's in lossless, I can grab the songs I want or grab the album I want and say, make a playlist, then burn the playlist, get whatever speed I want. And I can burn one copy or 20. So, and then I erase it if I'm done with it. I'm going to use it over and over again. I leave it up.
Burn it on your laptop, on your computer? How do you,
I burn them from the computer to my particular burner I'm using right now.
Oh, you have a burner right on. Okay. Yeah.
I used to have an 8-stack burner and then a 4-stack burner. And now I'm just doing single burns, but yeah, because I used to sell to Japan. I used to sell multiple copies back in the 90s, hundreds of them.
Great stuff.
Hundreds, and I used to drive my wife crazy because
Okay,
I did that for a living.
Remember something? You remember I talked about Patrick? What's his name? He's got Mr.
Yeah.
Robinson's Neighborhood, but maybe Rachel remembers his handle name for his website. Do you remember that, Rachel?
Yeah, well, he has a handle of that he's on the boards and everything. He's got a big name for doing this stuff,
You don't
Robert.
remember the name, do you?
PB Thal. He's PB Thal.
PB Thal, yeah.
PHAL. PB Thal.
Yeah, if you go over on the Hoffman forums, they'll say, "Yeah, I just got one about a burn from PB Saul." Yeah, he's done like 10,000 rips. He's got in his library.
He's massive.
I follow Hoffman, Steve Hoffman's form a lot, and that's where I got a lot of my stuff too. When you're talking about some of the Mir Spock, mostly Beatles, because that's what I deal with.
Right.
I collect other groups. I got thousands of the groups, but when I'm talking audio, worried about it.
This guy is one of the giants over there. People know him.
Oh,
He's got a channel called Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood.
I'll look at it.
And you go over there and you can just, on one of his videos, just type here saying, "Hey, this is what I'm doing." And you guys can maybe exchange email addresses because he is huge into this ripping stuff.
Yeah, there was a person named Lord Reith, R-E-I-T-H, that did a lot of transfers in 2019. He did all the BBC material from the Beatles in stereo.
Yeah.
It came out really well. I'm still looking for half of it because they put them up on torrents for like a month. The groups, they get together in Hoffman group, they'll post it. And if you're not fast enough, you can't download it. Like if you miss it.
He has got a website where he's got all his stuff there. So what people do, they'll send him the record. He'll rip it. He'll put it up on his website, and then they say keep the record. They just want access to it on his site where they can download.
Yeah. People give him all sorts of stuff. Somebody gave him a box of Beatles singles. He says, "Yeah, I ripped it. I probably will do something." I said, "Give it to me." He goes, "Well, I just might do that."
He might. He's so gracious too. He gave Rachel a UK Plum first press of Deja Vu.
Whoa, look at that box.
He sent this from California. Can you imagine how much that costs?
Yeah, probably around $45.
No, probably around. How many records in there?
He sent me about 15, 16.
Yeah, it's like $85.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I send stuff to Japan quicker than I've sent it to Canada. Trust me.
It depends what state. Like I get, some states are better than others. I don't want to be political, but generally the red states, I get it quicker than I do with the blue states. And I'll tell you what I got from a guy I bought off Discogs. I bought John Michael Talbot from Discogs, and I go, "Hey, where's my record?" It was like a while back. And the guy goes, "Oh, yeah, that fell into the black hole of Chicago. Sorry. It will get to you, but it's going to be a lot."
I live in Michigan, and it's considered a blue state, I guess, but I prefer red. Long story short, I shipped one out to Paul, which is by Vancouver, by you.
Yeah.
And I shipped another one out to Japan. Japan got it in 3 days. Paul didn't get it for a month and a half.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Drove me nuts.
By Christmas.
But, I've had good luck. On the other hand, when I'm sending stuff to you guys, people are getting stuff in like a week, 7 days. "Oh, I got your thing, Rachel. Oh, I got it." Because I send VCLT downstates all the time.
Ontario's a skip and a jump for me. I just sent one to Mr. Doc there.
Doc, he's next door to you.
What day did I send it? Was it Friday? No, what day is it today? Saturday?
Friday at 3:42.
Yeah, I sent it. So let's see how long it takes.
Yeah.
Ontario, I can almost spit to Ontario.
Right.
Yeah. You can probably put it in.
By what is it? By Detroit somewhere? Whereabouts?
Oh, me?
Yeah,
No, he's talking about he lives in Michigan, but he's right by.
I live 20 miles southeast of Detroit. Like I'm over. Here's my thumb. I'm over here somewhere.
Yeah, you got to do the hand. Got to have the hand.
Mount Clemens, Warren area. I'm in Clinton Township. They call it's a little better neighborhood.
Of course.
I'm close enough.
Well, you're not that far from Michael Elliott. Then he's in Detroit.
Yeah, he's near me.
Ronnie,
We went to the same Yes concert in 1977 together.
He's Ghost. He's a real concert goer. That guy.
we don't talk politics, but I'm just going to tell you, Robert's on our team.
Yeah.
I'm a conservative. I hope you're a conservative at least.
Oh, hang on a second. I'll be right back.
Somewhat, anyways. Let's put it that way.
Oh yeah, no, we are both.
But look,
wrong.
I'm a capitalist. You know, I like having the ability to do these things on my own, make a few bucks, and go home. I want no one telling me how to make money. I've worked for myself since I was 33.
Wow.
I bought a record shop when I was 25.
I think this should make it pretty clear to you. I was in Jacksonville on Thursday.
What do you think, Doc?
I was in Jacksonville on Thursday with 30,000 other folks holding those kind of signs. We had a great time.
Yeah.
I hope you wore your mask.
Hello, we're conservative. We don't believe in putting a chain link fence on our face.
Well, I do when I go to the store.
Yeah.
You have to. You know, you got to do it to make other people feel good. It's not about all that politics stuff. But you know,
You're pretty.
down here in the South, it's not a big deal.
I get a problem with my grandson because he's only 5, and he put one on in Myers one day, and he kept telling me he had a problem, and he ended up throwing up all over the place. You know, and then the next time I tried it, he did it again. So I'm like,
Yeah, no, there's no reason for a child to have that on their
I
face.
put bubble gum on it. It's like, I don't know if he's smelling his own. I don't know what's the problem is. He has a little gag factor thing going, but I'm like,
Well, I mean,
screw it,
children
screw it.
are more susceptible to,
I put it on his chin and let it go underneath his face. He's got a mask on. Leave him alone. He's 5 years old.
But you know, the nice thing about when you go to these big events like that, they take everybody's temperature. Everybody gets screened. Then you go through security, and then you get to go into the event. So, I mean, you know that you're not with anybody. The only way that thing gets spread around is if you're sick. If you're sick, stay home. If you're not, everybody just, you know, it's fine.
Thanks, Tom. This is
I don't have any.
My brother knows.
I was supposed to go to Alaska last week.
From Vegas and brought it up.
Really?
And they made us take a COVID test 72 hours before we board a plane. You can't get on the plane.
Okay, so you've actually had the test done.
Yeah, I had it done the Tuesday before I was supposed to leave, which was last Friday ago on the 9th. And my wife, unfortunately, came down with the shingles on the side of her face.
Oh, I've had that. That is horrible, my friend.
Before we left, and we couldn't go because my granddaughter we were visiting is not even been vaccinated. So this is our second one stopped because
she
of
hasn't had
COVID.
measles yet, so you got to be careful. She'll get it.
The chicken pox or whatever.
Yeah,
Chicken pox. I'm sorry, chicken pox.
It just screwed me up because of COVID. We lost the one in May. Then we lost the one in August because of COVID. We couldn't go because my daughter got COVID in the Army. She's a dentist in the Army. She caught it, but never bothered her at all. She said she lost her taste and smell. And other than that, she was fine. And none of the kids caught it, and she lives with them. So I don't know.
I'm retired now, and I was at Kroger just the other day, and I seen a fellow that I used to work with. So I went up to him, and I was going to give him a little fist pump, and he sticks his hand out. So I shook his hand, and he said, "Don't worry, I already had it." I said, "Hey, how did you feel when you had it?" He says, "I wired a house while I had it. It really didn't, you know."
There are people I'm sure that are dying.
But I wired a whole house while I had COVID. It's not that didn't affect me that much.
I'm not a conspiracy theory, but I believe you could knock off a third of the deaths that are marked.
Yeah, I believe that probably more. Yeah,
whoa, Robert, that's not conspiracy. The CDC just rolled back their numbers. The CDC themselves rolled back the numbers. And it was weaponized to Wuhan. Everybody knows that. It went out. The president's on it. Don't worry about it.
China.
The day after the election, it all goes away.
I'll make one statement that I don't know if it's right or wrong, but being this thing with Bob Woodward, and I heard that whole story about him saying whatever, and I'm like, okay, if someone said something was really, really bad, and you're a professional reporter, and you thought the nation would be in trouble, wouldn't you tell somebody something? So he didn't say a word either. So to me, it's like, if Trump had actually came out at that time saying what he might have heard from China, everyone said, well, no one else is saying it. CDC's not saying it. The World Organization's not saying it. Where's he getting this? He's stupid. Just like they said when he tried to stop.
The president was in a box. The president was in a box. He couldn't do anything. They would have ridiculed him. They would have lambasted him. And they already controlled all the medical doctors, so they couldn't say anything.
Right.
But now multiple are all coming in, and it's got a 0.054% mortality rate if you're 70 and over. It's less even
My
less.
point is, if it were truly true, though, why didn't Rod Woodward say something? That's my biggest point.
Oh yeah,
He was-
yeah.
He's a
Yeah.
perfect. He blew the thing on Watergate. You don't tell me if this is the biggest story. It's going to kill millions of people. You don't say a word until convenient, a month before the election.
Hey, you know what Watergate is? Watergate's a dinghy. You know what?
Exactly, Robert. Exactly.
Obamagate is a frickin' cruise ship.
I'm with you there, but
You
I
wait.
voted for Obama the first time around because I was so tired of the buffoonery of what I thought George Bush was originally, with getting us in wars and debt. And then after he came in,
Obama too.
I'm like, what's he doing? He's giving all the money back to the banks. He's doing this. I actually
Obama,
like what they did with COVID.
The biggest politician we've ever seen in the history.
I
of the
apologize,
country.
Doc. I should have brought up. I blame me.
Well, what I want to
Oh.
say though is that some of the things they did do during COVID, I do like that they sent stimulus out to the people. Okay, $1,200 each or whatever for those that didn't make too much money. To me, I like that better than giving the money right to a bank or something, because the money came in your hands, then you went and used it for something.
Yeah, the
Now,
economy is doing still good. Consumer spending had gone up during COVID.
And unfortunately, if they don't get something else going, it may drop. But my point was, had Obama coming in at $8 trillion in debt, instead of handing the money right to the bank, had done the same type of stimulus.
Right. He gave everybody $25, if you remember.
20. If you had given them even $3,000 a person for the next 2 years, let's say, the money would have went from them. They would have paid their mortgages. They would have went right back to the bank where it ended up anyway.
Right.
I get I'll be quiet now about it.
And, well, that's my whole point, is that had he done that, but instead he
Right.
gave it to the banks that caused the trouble, and it just got more and more in debt. So now we're looking at 20. How do you get out of it? $27 trillion, and now they're
Can't
want
get out of it.
$3.5 trillion more. Pelosi and them, we need more. We need more. For what?
He was too busy bailing out General Motors.
There's nothing wrong with what they do with General Motors in general, because they did pay it back.
Right.
And it's a large part.
Hey, Alan.
I'm not saying it's perfect, but there were a few right things that got done. But I was just upset because you could have put some
You're
money
right
for the
about
people.
that. Their brand is in the toilet now. They're forever gone.
If you put money to the people, they'll usually spend it, and it'll start the thing rolling back.
Are you, Tom? Absolutely right, Tom.
They've waited too long.
I agree with the final check on that. John F. Kennedy was the last good Democrat. John F. Kennedy is an example of a
John F.
conservative
Kennedy
Democrat.
wasn't a Democrat. He was a Democrat in
Sorry,
name, but he
Rob.
was really a
Sorry,
conservative. John F.
His
Kennedy
dad
was
was
a
a
conservative.
It's politics hour. Welcome to politics hour.
Well, no, I was just trying to make a point that if you put the money in the people's hands, they'll do it better.
Rock, it's your channel. If you're not comfortable, let us know. We'll quit.
Is someone like you put $1,200 in
Rob Walker's here. Uh-oh, look out.
We're in trouble now. Billy Bragg. Billy Bragg. Billy Bragg.
Rachel. What did they do in Canada?
Pardon me?
Didn't they give some kind of relief in Canada too?
Oh,
That
yeah.
was that was
I
great.
made
You know
more
what
money
happened?
because of it. But the whole thing is everything. Canada's a joke. We need you guys to liberate us. And then once the president's finished with the deep state and all the bad guys down south, then we'll reap the benefits, and our government will topple like the stinking, rotting bunch of poutine that it is.
You should have let them take over the first time back in 1812.
Hey, oh man, you got Trudeau up here. We got Trudeau. You got a minority government that went together with the NDP, so they're both leftist
Well,
representatives.
that's why you form a government in Canada, right? Most of the time.
Yeah, well, Canada's, like I say, it's a joke.
And we'll
But
get back to albums. I found a rare
All good things are happening. All good things are happening. Amy is in place. Things are going well.
Put
Where's
money
Guru?
in the
So
people's
much
hands.
winning. So much winning.
The people, whether they're Canadian American, know how they need to learn their lives, and you put the money in their hands, they'll spend it right.
We
And
the people. Power to the people.
The few that don't spend
Power,
it right,
here's our full segue right back to John Lennon. Power to the people. We the people.
you put $1,200.
Dude, yeah, whatever.
Anyway, yeah, we love it.
I bought new cement with my money.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's a lie from the left. The president won't accept
Rob, listen, you know who Rob Walker is. You can't argue with him about that. He's
Yeah,
just
I know. Anyway, that's a lie from the left. You know who doesn't accept presidential election results? the Democrats.
Hillary.
We've had 3 years, going on 4 years of the Democrats.
Crying about what happened in 16. What are they going to do if he wins in 20?
Oh,
He's
they've
going to
already
crush him in 20. Never mind.
riot. They're going to go nuts. But we have contingencies in place to handle what they're going to do.
Going to be happy.
It's already closed.
Yeah.
We don't want any.
Because Doc can't
You know
come
what?
over and have lunch with me.
Ron was just at a convention, 30,000 people. Biden can't even get out of his basement. It's the polls, everything, just like 2016. It's you believe what you want about it.
It's
I didn't like the one that showed up and it was like 4 people clapping.
November 5th. We'll see in
Okay, we're getting some of these these blue people coming in here, so we have to be.
Yeah, that's right. But Paul's good. Trump never said he wouldn't accept the result. That's tabloid spin. That's the truth of it. Exactly. Set right.
I just know
Let
that
listen to the
I
stream.
let my American flag fly outside my house every day until it's considered illegal.
Very
Exactly, Tom.
There won't be a
Regardless of who wins the election, there's going to be negative parts to it. If Trump wins, the Democrats will keep blaming him for COVID, and COVID will never go away. If Joe Biden wins, the police will be funded. For one thing.
Hey, guess what? Guess what?
It's going to end up regardless.
There is already the Department of Justice already investigating the governors, and they are in trouble. Trump sent two Mercy. He sent the Mercy, and he sent the other one in LA and New York Harbor, and he said nobody's allowed on those ships unless you're COVID positive. And what did the mayors do and the governors? They sent the people into the hospitals where the elderly were
nursing home
to death, and now that's under investigation. Wait for it. Just wait for it, kids.
Want me to get my yes box out to show you? No.
Yeah, let's do yes.
Yes.
Rock and roll. Sorry, and apologies to my good friend Rob.
I made all mini covers for my yes albums. See if I can find them.
It's not a conspiracy.
Yeah, that was great about her getting her hair done. You know what I mean? That's
You
just
can
a
read-
hypocrisy.
Rob, you can read the actual the Department of Justice report on it. They're investigating. They're under investigation. That ain't conspiracy. That's just what's happening. Why isn't James Comey in jail? Just wait for it. Just wait for it. They're declassed every day.
He should be. He
Paul,
should be
you got to
in
watch
jail.
all the class. It's happening, man. It's happening. The FBI 302s on Flynn. They're all out there now.
You know, Rachel, that's just like saying, why isn't Joe Biden in jail? Because he literally went on national news and gave that story about kids rubbing his legs. So why wasn't he arrested right on the spot?
Well, because that's not against the law. It's just senility. Another good album. Very fine album.
I like the way you did those. That's nice.
I'm in a word. Yeah. The S album. Now they start really cooking with that album.
You know, they did a Beatle track on one of these. Remember
What
that?
box is that you're talking about? Just the box you made or something?
This is the box that I bought. Then I made my own CDs and I sold the box set because I didn't like the way they did
What
the
was
covers.
that? It
Yeah,
was
the
a CD
package
box.
was awful.
A CD
CD
box.
box set.
Right,
These are all CD transfers.
Right.
That's right, Day Tripper. You are correct. And Hunter will be. They're all going down, guys.
I know this is probably bad quality because it's the quality's good, but the camera's bad. I use these with little plastic holders. This is before I started making minis.
They look totally pro.
This is before I started making minis, though. So these are my plastic holder ones.
Right. Right.
I use them instead of jewel cases because they save space. Now, this isn't a real CD because I didn't decide to make my own. This is a physical copy.
Tom, you're right. You know, Tom knows as well. I like you guys. You're smart people out there.
Yeah, Tom is exceedingly smart in the politics
That's a
area.
twofer.
Yeah, but Tom seems to be speaking my language right there. And also Day Tripper is too.
It's their worst album. No, not their worst album, but
Yeah.
not my favorite album.
Invisible Ray for president. He'd be hard to track down. It might be an advantage for him.
Maybe this is boring, but for people who like Yes.
Hey, I love Yes. 90125. Interesting color on the label there.
Yeah.
Big Generator. Yeah. Good album.
That's a real CD there. I didn't remake that one.
Okay.
Yours
This is a
are better.
collection. That's my entire Yes
Oh,
set.
that one. Yeah, that's different.
But see, it fits in that much space.
Right.
So I'd rather have this than 400 CD showcases, or
Yeah,
I put it in my own box. I have my own box for it, but that's
can't
what I do.
the solution I have right now. There's
I
no
like the jewel case. Nice and tough. If you need to replace them, you just buy another. I got tons of them over in the
follow
corner
me.
there.
How many albums do you have to file away there, Fit to be tie-dyed? Paul, how many do you have to put away? He has a daunting task there, Doc.
He's going to need plenty.
Yay, Beatles.
Yeah. Woo-hoo.
It's a day tripper, and he likes the Beatles, by the way.
Well named. And he's smart too, Ron. He's on our team too.
He's a smart person. Good.
Yeah, he's on our team. Oh, that's beautiful.
Rob Walker, if he wanted to do the egg Brexit, if he was into that.
Yeah, Rob Walker hates Brexit.
Oh, he hates Brexit, so now we know his political affiliation. Yeah, okay.
This is a bootleg copy that I got from Czechoslovakia or somewhere, Poland or Czechoslovakia. I can't remember. They did a great job. This was $39 or $29. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's the bootleg version, I take it.
But it's made in Czechoslovakia, and they actually look really good. I didn't say they all do. I don't know where the China ones may not look good, but the ones from there, they're all glossy.
That's really nice.
Cover.
Where'd you buy that?
I got this off of eBay from somebody selling it from Czechoslovakia.
Oh, you did get it out. Okay, right out of Czechoslovakia then. Look at that. That's really nice. Yeah, and the red Decca.
Decca labels. And they had the little sleeves. And it says on the inner sleeve, it says manufactured by Sony or whoever came up with it. So, but the thing is, it's made in the UE in Czechoslovakia. But it was only $29 as opposed to 140 or whatever.
And it's got the Abaco or whatever logo in there too.
I can't see, but it's all the monos and they're all great. The only trouble I had, because they were an import from another country, I had to re-glue a couple covers.
Okay.
Yeah, there's mono between the buttons. I think these were the first, all the mono albums by the Stones. And the album set is ridiculously priced. These had some American.
Nancy might be streaming, Rob.
Barbie Love? Yeah, between the buttons.
There we go. Between the buttons.
That's a mono.
Button to button.
Now, the mono LPs are fabulous, but they're so expensive. I don't know how anyone can afford it.
Right.
Get the bootleg.
And I compared this with one mono I did have, and I can't tell the difference. They did a great job mastering the CDs. So it's up to the person spending the money, I guess. I'd rather spend even at 140 is better than spending the 400 for the mono set.
Yes.
You know, and it looks the same. I mean, you get the nice box. It's got the 25, 39 page book, whatever, and
yeah,
it's got, you know, the back.
Yeah, it's okay, Rob. Somebody has to be.
But do not buy the Beatles mono from China. It sucks.
No kidding.
Did you
China.
listen to it at all, Ron?
It's from China.
China. Did you listen to the China?
The Chinese
They
Chinese
took
box set.
that from you.
The China made a box set of this. It's about 39, 49, 59 bucks. They messed up on the first 4 albums though. So, and then they made the white album backwards. So the labels are printed wrong. So I wouldn't buy it. This is original, of course, but you know, I got this for 120 bucks from some guy after he bought it. He goes, "Oh, I thought it was stereo." So it was
What?
original $300 set.
Yeah, it really is the repetitive. You're right, Tom. They doubled up on some of the albums there. American
They're printing money.
China.
That's right.
Whoa.
That's a rare one. I collect many things.
Oh, that's lovely.
He's a counterfeiter.
It's a counterfeit.
Oh my gosh.
But It's a damn good
Sorry to
counterfeit.
hear it, Day Tripper. Sorry to hear that.
It's a damn good counterfeit.
I like that one. I can tell you, it doesn't look that seal. It looks kind of funny on there.
Well, I can't get as close to this one, but if you print money, it's legal. If you print it on two separate pieces of paper,
Hmm.
you can't put them together.
There we
And
go.
it's, there you go, $1 million. Who's on that? Grover Cleveland? Who is that?
Taft?
Taft?
Look,
Looks
yeah,
like Taft.
it's Grover Cleveland. Here's the backside of it.
I didn't know there was a $1 million bill.
It's fake.
I was going to say, because Grover Cleveland was on the 1,000, right?
Oh, they just added a few more zeros there.
Huh.
It says right on it. This note is not
we
legal.
could use a man like David Hoover again.
I collect lots of little stuff.
My Beatles mono CD box set.
Yes, he was complaining that he was afraid he wouldn't be able to find an original, and I just happened to have two, so I mailed it out to him.
Wow.
Cost me $1,000 to mail a $80 album, but you know,
But you got her.
Canada.
You got her done.
That's Canada.
How much did you spend to send my box just 30 miles away?
You'll see it.
Oh boy.
Let me put it this way: it made Andrew Jackson was still a little light.
I'm gonna have to take you to IHOP several times to make up for it.
Yeah, I make up for it myself. Look, I'm 280 pounds, 5'5". I don't need to eat more.
I don't know. I'll somehow make it up to you for all you've been doing.
I did it because you give me enjoyment sharing on the videos like this, and I appreciate it. I said I'll send anybody something once. Now, if you say I want 5 more, well, then we'll have to talk. You know.
Where are you, Robert?
I'm in Michigan.
So is Dead Wax. He's in Michigan too.
Oh, so he won't cost us much. You can do that media mail stuff.
So he wants to know where in Michigan you are.
Clinton Township, approximately. A little by Mount Clemens, Detroit. I mean, it's in that area. It's
Clintonville.
not Clintonville, Clinton Township.
Yeah, I know. I just thought I'd throw that.
I wish it wasn't a township because I'd rather be in a city. Their taxes are ridiculous. Their water is ridiculous.
I bet you all your taxes are way less than anything we do up here. We'd put you to shame.
Well, let's see. I pay $5,200 a year in real estate taxes.
Just stay away from Flint.
And I pay $100 a month for water.
Why?
From Flint.
That's what they charge in Clinton Township. $100 a month minimum. You have a minimum 5 or 3 unit water minimum, whether you use it or not.
Yeah,
Okay.
we pay less.
Where I live, we have a water and sewer, our garbage pickup, and then any yard refuse. If you cut stuff off your trees, you can put it in the front, and they'll pick that up too. And I pay it's about $60 for all that.
Hey,
Really?
sorry,
That's
but,
great.
I've got some things I've got to go take care of, so I'm gonna have
Thank
to
you.
say goodbye now, Doc.
One of them's emailing Mr. Pfeiffer. Please email.
Thanks for having me on, Doc. It was a lot of fun, and I shall speak to you soon.
I want to send you those files. Email, please.
At my soonest convenience, Robert.
I know it's rough sending an email. It's a lot of work. I appreciate you. Have a great day.
I used to have a lot of the Stones records, because you collect you got to try to collect all the stuff. When you come across it, you buy it. And then I basically, for the older stuff, I just decided I just kept these two.
Okay.
And I found an early Japanese pressing of this one and this one.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Hot Rocks, but okay.
So that's got all the older stuff right there. And I'm happy with all that. But, of course, you got to have all the stuff that's newer. I've got all those records, except for when it gets to about, I guess, 1995 or something. I don't have those other ones.
Well, at least you have a record store in Flint. I don't have that many record stores down here that are worthwhile. I know there's one in Flint somewhere. The gentleman just said he was from Flint.
Okay. Right there. Tom's Vinyl Shack.
The home of Grand Funk Railroad. Yeah, Mark
And then
Doccus.
Randy, he's another guy that we talked to quite a bit. He's from Ann Arbor. He's got a huge record collection.
Now
Massive.
it's It's not too far from me, man. I'm about 50, 60 miles.
That's
that's
not too bad, Rob. That's not too bad.
Yeah, just jump on 696. Take your
Everybody every record store I have by me, as soon as they see the word, any kind of record, it'd be $22 on eBay, brand new, and they're selling it for $50 here. It's ridiculous. I don't know where they think they're getting their prices from. But you'll see a brand new release.
People know how to use the mail.
I don't know, like Paul McCartney's brand new when they released yesterday, right? $27, whatever it was for Half-Speed Master. You'll go there in a week and they'll got $50 on it. It's just crazy.
It'll go up. Yeah, it'll go up.
Well, it doesn't make sense. Like you can still order Please Please Me reproduced, right? The remaster from 2009 or whatever that came out 14.
Right.
You can get it for $22 still online, and they'll have them for $50 in the store.
They're just preying on the weak, I guess.
Well, I'm just saying all these vinyl stores that are popping up, little tiny ones are
We
popping
feel
up.
for you, Tom.
They're expensive as heck. I saw yesterday and today in there. I said, "Oh, it's a nice label." I collect all variations too. Sometimes,
Right.
I wanted a green label, 69 green label. They wanted $100. I found it mint for 50. You know,
I got a bunch of second cousins up in Oswego area, Utica, all that. Then they're all over the states. They're in Arizona, LA. They're everywhere, and they're all Democrats. Tragically,
I bought my Stones.
When you go onto eBay and you look at some of these original pressings from Japan, like for David Bowie or something, and they're wanting $300 or $400, and I say, yeah, that's why they're still on eBay for $300 or $400 because nobody's buying it for that.
That is odd because you say Bowie, I say Bowie, Bowie and Bowie. There's two different saying it.
I always say Bowie.
I say Bowie. What do you say, Doc?
I used to say Bowie.
Bowie, yeah.
I say David Bowie.
That's Jim Bowie, like from
That's
the
Jim
album.
Bowie, yeah.
But I learned better from radio stations. They were saying Bowie.
Yeah, Bowie's the way to do
I
it.
say Bowie, but I don't know if it's right or wrong.
No, you're right, Robert.
Bowie.
David Bowie.
That's what he said on Diamond Dogs. Bowie.
Did he? Okay. I've got all the albums on FLAC, but I only have 3 in production. I love the first one, whatever, Fighters from Mars. I've got that one, and I got Changes and one other one, I think.
I love
Physical
Bowie.
copy.
Early Bowie's great.
Question that I just
Go ahead.
remembered. What kind of a CD burner do you have?
Who? Which one? Who are you asking?
Me.
No, who are you asking, Ron or me?
No, I'm asking Robert because you're the
You're the guy.
Mine is just mine's a cheap Japanese one.
so
It's
you
just-
don't really have anything special to make these CDs with. Just
Quality I could find.
run of the mill CD burner.
I don't know if you can see it or not. This is kind of like you would put into a laptop, but it was a really nice Japanese one I found, and it's worked nonstop for years.
Yeah.
Just a USB connection.
Yeah, just a USB connection, 3.0, and it wasn't much, maybe less than $50, but
Really?
I know one thing, it's been burning nonstop at 4X for 3 years now.
Wow.
So you do a lot of like this CD transfer. You put it in your laptop and then you burn it on that.
Correct.
So
But I do the vinyl transfers sooner or later when I have to. A lot of them have already been done since the 90s and 2000s. We did these years ago. I just keep them on files, and when you want a copy, I burn it on here on the best CD possible.
What about the CD burner that's in your computer? You don't think that
No, my computer. Here, let me see if I can show you my computer. My computer is only like 6 inches by 6 inches.
it's a shoebox?
So you see if you can see it. Let me see.
So you got a desktop.
Yeah, you see on the little blue light like there that's flashing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a little. It's what they call a NUC. NUC. It's an Intel laptop.
Canuck.
It's about $700 for that one.
Wow.
And you build half of it yourself. The other half comes built.
By the time I get to Phoenix,
It's an i5.
I'll be here.
Right.
Windows 10. It's got
Pretty new then.
about 2 years old. 240.
We're pretty sure they are, Rob.
240 gig SSD.
Watching the FBI.
And I got
I'm actually with the FBI, so behave yourself.
got 20 gigs of RAM, and it's got what they call like a different kind of RAM. It's another like Opus RAM. It's got some of that. Then it's got a giant SSD hard drive. I don't use a physical hard drive anymore, except for my transfer stuff.
Run better than
Okay.
RAM.
So you're on a solid state hard drive now. 'Cause
I'm on
yeah,
the solid state hard drives as
it's
much as
new.
I
You've got a
can.
new computer, 7, 8. Yeah, so it's going to have all that high tech stuff in there.
Well, I had to put it in it. It only comes with the motherboard and the chip, and then you put
Right,
everything
you
else
had
in
to
it.
build part of it yourself, right?
Right, but they're not cheap. These Nooks are. They can buy cheap ones for $300 just to stream on TV.
I mean,
But
the,
for doing what I do,
Yeah.
it's got to
Yeah.
be.
big on what these things cost.
Stream this week, Doc.
I use Photoshop a lot, so I need a lot of power.
It was kind of an intellectual stream we had going here.
This is a very technical stream.
It was a very technical
So
stream.
you've got what, about 12 gig of RAM in there or what?
But this says 20,
20, yeah. I was thinking
16
maybe-
standard and 4 like it's called Optum RAM.
So you
or
can even
something.
play World of Warcraft on that thing.
I could, I guess. I don't even know what that is. but-
I'm just saying, I'm just kidding. Because my kids, I have one son that does that. He's got one of the monster computers that's got 24 gigs of RAM and all that, because you need that in order to play the game nowadays. It's so
What's funny is that little tiny box. It's only it holds it all, and it does fine.
right.
It is expensive, but I loved it because I used to do the tower. I used to build my own for years. I'm a computer consultant by trade.
Fabulous Beaudry Inc. That's correct.
I started building them because they're just too much work.
Hey, now on that note, I was born when the CIA met the mob.
Oh, wow.
What that means?
My mother is Caroline Ida Austinson, and my dad is Maurice Omer Beaudry. So that's when the mob got with the CIA, and I was conceived out of that.
Wow.
It's true. It's a true story.
He's an American lad. He's an American
You're
lad.
welcome, Rob. I enjoyed your video. Like I said, it was very entertaining, and I didn't get bored halfway through. You kept me interested all the way through. That's hard to do with a lot of videos. It's want to do it, and even when my own videos, if you watch your analytics, there's a lot of people they're watching. All of a sudden, but by halfway, bam, your analytics, the people drop off.
That's right, Randy. Busted it. Removed all the corruption.
My latest video,
Draining the swamp, we call it.
my latest video show that people only watch the 13 seconds of it and then click out. 13,
Sorry to hear that.
Rob, I'll watch your video and say kind words.
13 seconds. Who watches a video for 13 seconds? And
Is it
then
because I'm here? Do you want me to leave?
no.
No,
We're talking
because
about
they clicked on it and they found out, what is this? I didn't want this. I wanted some naked pictures. I got to go to this different channel for that.
Yeah.
I've never seen one as low as 13 seconds before. They're like, what the heck?
We were on late one night with Doc here, and some guy decided they wanted to film their junk.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
No way. Come on.
That was disgusting.
Thanks, Rob. I love Rob Walker. I'm a big Rob Walker fan.
That was terrible.
No, yeah. We should have a delay built in or something like that. So
There was no delay. Trust me.
this guy's gone. Kick him.
You're like, oh my God.
Good thing the children weren't here.
Not soon enough, Paul.
Well,
they
this
should
requires a lot of responsibility on whoever hosting these streams, because you got to be careful who you let in here.
Yeah, it needs to happen.
There's a guy called Invisible Ray. Don't ever let him on your show. He'll ruin it. Right, Ray?
Building the wall in Canadian border. Well, we like Canada.
No problem with that at all. Everybody's all like, oh no, it's a wall. And I like, so what? Go ahead.
I got the flag on my little license so I can come over and visit you whenever I want, but
I got tons of these. I just
I haven't had the urge lately to go to Canada.
Here we go.
Well, you can't.
I haven't had the urge to
Well,
go.
I know we can't right now, but when I had the ability, I went when I was 18 because they could do us a lot of things.
My mother and my youngest brother, they still live in Winnipeg, so I really would have liked to have gone for a little visit here, but I can't. They won't let me in the country. Actually, they would let me in. I think they would actually let me in the country. And I'm having to quarantine for 2 weeks before I can even see any of my relatives or anything. So
My sister lives in Colorado. She's an American in Aspen, which sounds like a song.
You can't go to Canada. You got to make a 28-day visit because the first 14 are locked up.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, where am I supposed to stay?
I want to move to Manchester.
I can't afford to go to a hotel.
With Robbie Walker, little Robbie Walker.
That's what we were afraid of when we got to Alaska. If we didn't pass our test in time, they would have locked us up in a hotel for 14 days in Alaska. I can't afford that.
No.
$200 a night.
Alaska, very expensive.
I know I've been there already.
It's
But
like a box of cereal. There's like $15. I mean, it's crazy.
it's not
North
that bad. But, yeah.
to Alaska. We're going north to Alaska.
I was there last September and it was enjoyable for a week, but then this is all 3 trips have been delayed because of 2
So,
from COVID and
Who
1 from
lives
an
in
injury.
Alaska? Then you had somebody you're talking about.
I
going
have
to-
my daughter who got 2 of my grandchildren. She's pregnant with the 3rd. And
Oh yeah, so grandma wants to see the grandkids.
it's 6 years old. The one just turned a year old, and then she got another one coming in February. I got
Yeah.
one grandson here that lives with me, and I train him for 7 days a week or whatever, 5 days a week he's with me. And then I got another grandson or granddaughter down in Tennessee. So I got 6 altogether,
Okay, yeah, I've got 2 in Florida.
all under 5. Well,
What
now
about
we got
you,
1 6.
Doc? How many do you
Oh,
have?
what's going on?
How many kids you got in Utah? Richard, I was there on the Vancouver Island Walk of Fame. No, you know what? I was born in Port Alberni. It's a little town up in the middle of of Vancouver Island. My wife, her people all came over from England and Scotland, and they settled the place. So all the streets are named after her family, and the churches, they're all buried in they're like the pillars of the town. No kid, and even a wing in the library is named after one of her aunts and all this stuff. It's just crazy.
FitToBe TieDyed made a comment about Winnipeg.
Winterpeg.
I didn't hear it.
Winter pig.
Yeah.
Oh.
For people that don't know, they have winter about 9 months of the year there.
They sure do.
It's bad because it's right on the prairie, right above North Dakota there, and it's just so windy all the time and out in the prairies. The wind is just vicious, and you'll have wind chill of 100 below zero. I mean, it's cold there. They won't even tell you the winter. They just say it scrolls across the bottom of the screen. Exposed skin will freeze in less than a minute, and that's on for about 3 months straight like that.
What's the lowest it gets? 40 below?
I'm about 5 hours from Seattle because you have to take a boat over, which is slow and plodding. And then Puget Sound splits the state, Washington. So what you do is you get in there, you take the ferry onto the mainland, and then you take another ferry across the river, basically, that splits the state in half over left.
But I remember when we were kids, we went to visit my grandmother, and it was right around Christmas, and that's usually New Year's. That's when about the coldest days usually hit there. And it was 65 below. And so I heard it on the radio and I said, wow, 65 below. I got all dressed up and I went outside, and it was no wind. It was, that when it's so cold and still like that, when you walk, everything's cracking, right? And I was out there, had the hoar frost on everything. It was beautiful. I went out and walked around. I came back in and my mom's like, where have you been? I said, I wanted to go outside. Don't you know it's 65 below? I said, yeah, that's why I went out. I wanted to check what it was like. It wasn't that bad. But now it could be 30 below. And if that wind's howling, it'll rip your face off. In about 10 minutes, you'll get all frostbite and everything. You got to be careful.
I find as I get older, it's colder even at 20. 20 degrees.
I was going to ask Robert there, if he had gone to Alaska,
right?
What would you have been prepared for?
Well, right now it would be 35 high and maybe 20 at night, and maybe
and
it's not that cold right now.
Yay, hold them! Yay,
it's not that cold right now.
Hold them!
That's a bug too.
You know what it is right now here? 81.
The closest it gets, the coldest it gets there is maybe 40, 45 below.
I gotta check my temperature.
That she's experienced. It's just that when winter comes, you're like 23 hours of darkness with a little bit of dawn, and same with summer. It's light until 2 o'clock in the morning.
2 in the morning, right?
Light.
Even more.
It's crazy because you tell a kid to go to bed and it's like bright as it is at 2 in the afternoon.
I had kind of a funny story about that. There was a couple of guys from Winnipeg, and they went up to Thompson. It was way north in northern Manitoba.
You got the freedom of the city, Doc.
And so they went into the bar about noon. Okay. And they're from the south, so they went in there and they drank all the time, and it was about 12:30 when they left, and they walked out. And now they're amer, they've been drinking all day. They come out, it's still light. It's like the middle of the day, and he looks at his watch. He says, "Holy shit, we've been drinking for 24 hours straight."
Whoa!
It was midnight. It was like the middle of the day still.
Yeah, it's
That's-
harsh.
I can't do it, but she says she loves it. She'd like to stay there, but the Army's going to make her move next year.
Oh,
been
she-
here-
the
She's been there
force-
3 years. They move her every 2 or 3 years. They move her.
How long has she been in there for?
This is her 6th year going on, and she's a
Okay.
dentist. She's a dentist,
Oh, really good. And I thank her for her service. We appreciate that.
pulling people's teeth. I guess that's service.
This is just like that TV show, Northern Exposure.
She loves it. I don't like it, but especially the other choice was Korea, so I'm glad she picked Alaska.
Yeah,
At least I can see her in Alaska. I can't see her in Korea.
My son
Not
is
easy.
in the Navy. He wants to go to Japan. That's where he wants to go.
And I would like to go to once before I die, but
He
that's to
wants
go to that.
because I need a crate digger over there in Japan. So that's why he needs to go there.
You go to that Union Disc, it's called. It's like 5 stories high. It's like the largest record store in the world.
Yeah.
It's 5 stories high, and each floor has a different.
That is funny. Boy, mosquitoes are bad there. That's for sure.
It's
Denmark
true.
is in Korea.
The mosquitoes are horrible. It's unbelievable how
I
bad.
even heard in Alaska they're twice as big as a Michigan.
Yeah, Alaska. When you the further north you get, the worse the bugs get. People don't understand that.
And
You
the
think it
black,
was cold, they'd die. They don't.
No,
the
Okay.
black flies
down in
are-
the south here, where I live in Georgia, there's no mosquitoes.
I've been to Georgia once. That fort down there, my daughter was in for a while. What's the
Okay.
one down there?
Fort, I don't remember. I'm not big on all the.
I want to say Bragg, but it's not.
I was
Fort
going to
Bragg.
say Fort Bragg too, but I didn't want to make sure. I didn't know for
She
sure.
was down there. We went through Alabama. We stayed in Georgia with her for a week about 3 or 4 years ago before she moved. Went from Kentucky to Georgia, and then she went to it was going to be Korea. Then she went to Alaska,
Okay, yeah.
and we
So
don't know where they're going
far,
to send
yeah.
her. I don't want her going out of the country if I can help it again, because it's
I hear
ridiculous.
you.
I think I heard somewhere that they said that COVID could be spread by mosquito.
They'll say anything at this point.
Well, here we are with all our masks and stuff. No, it takes
I'm not. No.
Huh.
You're in the mask. I'm not in the mask. There's no mask for the man.
They have their way. You'll be wearing a mask, goggles, face shield,
No.
and an armor suit.
we're almost there as it is. Wait till winter starts. We'll see how that works.
No. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Get your flu shot so you aren't confused and
My daughter had it, and my sister had it, and both of them were fine. My sister's 58. She was in pretty bad shape. She has lupus and stuff, but she was taking that quarterquin, whatever you call it.
Yeah,
Hydroxychloroquine.
Yeah,
He was taking that for her lupus, so I don't know if that helped her or
It
not.
helped her immensely.
it will help.
Listen,
that's the
I'm
stuff.
going to say one thing about that, and I'm going to shut up. I don't know how much you want to talk about it, but the president of the United States, he knows a lot about this. He gets briefed every day about all kinds of stuff about all this. And guess what he did? He took hydroxychloroquine because he knows the truth about it. That's
And
what
what did he take with it, Ron?
was the Z pack and some zinc, probably.
Zinc. You got it. You
Yeah.
take the zinc because they've done studies on it. So what it does is the hydroxychloroquine rips open the cell, and then the zinc comes in and works like a condom against the thing. It's incredible.
There's
So-
another interesting fact about that. And one of the doctors was on a panel. There's about 8,
Sorry
10
to hear
doctors
that, Dead Wax.
who they were independent, so they could talk about. They weren't in fear of getting fired or anything because they owned their own business. And they said that the one doctor said, "Listen, in all these African countries where all these people kind of live in squalor and they don't have running water and all this kind of stuff, and the people from China were going in there, and they didn't have any problem with it. You know why? Because those countries, they take a lot of this hydroxychloroquine. There's like 5 or 6 different kind of chloroquine,
Mosquitoes.
and they all take it for the malaria. So when those people from China, they had to take that before they could go. Use one of their regiments to go into an African country. So when they took it, they all got cured from it, and they couldn't spread it around. And it's the same thing in India. And I thought, oh my God, all those shanty towns they have in India, when that COVID goes in there, it's going to wipe all these people out, because that's what we're taught. But what happened is they did a survey here about last month. And if you look in the aerial view, I think it's New Delhi, and it's like the big shanty town for hundreds, not hundreds, but many square miles.
They're packed.
Like a line in the sand, and there's like buildings. So you got the part of the town where people have money, and then you got the shanty town. And the people that had the money, they were, they were sheltered in place. And then they took a test of all these folks. They found out that the people living in the shanty town, 50% of them had the antibody for the virus.
Lovely,
That's my-
Robert.
That's my Alaskan babies.
Yeah.
Very pretty.
Photo.
That's my daughters and my 6-year-old and 1-year-old.
Yeah,
That's my Alaskan babies.
Kids there. What happened?
Well, they take after my wife, thank
There you
God.
go. That's the explanation I'd go with.
This is my Tennessee baby. That's my one. All my daughters were redheads.
Very, good looking kids.
That's my little girl.
Cute little girl.
That's
Big
Tennessee.
husband.
She just broke her leg, my little granddaughter. She
Oh
jumped up,
no.
was jumping on the bed. She bounced off. She's 14 months old, and she broke her leg.
Ouch.
Do that, little girl. Yeah.
I got one more to show you since I'm already,
Go for it.
sharing. I want to show you my grandson.
You should be proud of that's a bunch of cute kids there.
This isn't the best picture of my grandson. I'm trying to find a good picture of my grandson to show you. I'm proud of my grandson.
Upstairs.
This is the best stream ever, Doc.
Thank you, Rachel.
We saved lives tonight.
Yes.
My 5-year-old grandson. His name is Hunter.
What's wrong with
Bye.
He's with me every day. I teach him school because they got all the schools closed here. So I'm doing teaching with him.
Yeah.
And one more to show you that I wasn't always as ugly as I am. If I can find it here. Just
You're
so I
not
can show
ugly
you.
at all.
I'll show you my Peter Brady phase. This is at 14.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Put it in for him. Marcia, have you seen Peter?
That's my Peter Brady phase.
Gosh, Jan, where's Peter?
This is my earliest picture I can find with a Beatle t-shirt. This is, I think I'm 16 there at Christmas there.
Oh yeah.
You see what can happen to
Mustache.
people?
You're not 16. You got a mustache.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I had a beard at 16. I grew it as soon as
Really?
Paul McCartney had that stubble in the picture from the White Album.
Yeah.
As soon as I have stubble there, I grew a beard and mustache as soon as I could because I love the picture of Paul in the White Album.
Yeah.
So I tried to emulate Paul. But anyways, those are some pictures of me when I was younger. And this is from after my record shop. I want to see if I can show one more. That was my butcher collection at one time.
Oh,
I had five butchers at once.
Wow.
where are they now?
I sold most of them. I still have one stereo mint one.
Rob, you can't go away. We need you, Rob Walker.
I don't know
But
how-
anyway, that
Oh no!
Rob,
Yay.
don't go.
my poor daughter had to put down her boxer after 11 years. That was sad.
That's tough. That is tough.
She loved that dog.
Oh, Mr. Beaudry's doing stuff.
You can't see the picture. I'm not sure. I don't know how he gets it to go on his.
You got to angle it and turn the light down on it.
Oh, here it is.
There you go.
TieDyed is back. There's
He looks about 2.
Is that a Budweiser?
How old is he?
That's an old baby pic of mine.
Yeah.
Oh, yours. Okay.
No, it's just one of those memes, and I shared that with people. I shared it with my brother, and he goes, "That's not you." No kidding,
Really? It's not you? Oh,
People,
Paul, I did not see the Goat's Head Stoop, but I do subscribe to Flipside, Connecticut.
He did a wonderful series. It's long, but I watched every minute of it, and he did a really great job.
Yeah, he's one of the best out there.
one more request. If anyone out there has these cereal boxes, I need to reproduce them. I can't find them.
You can't find nothing on eBay or anything. That's probably
No.
the best way to find that stuff.
Yeah, $1,200 you can find them.
Oh my God! What is wrong with people?
I know. I want to find it for nothing and buy it. Use it for an hour. Scan
Robert
it
will
in.
make them for you for half that price.
Well, if I can find this one, I can't find enough artwork for. I'm
You know
looking
what?
for to borrow it.
You might be able to work a deal with somebody that's got that and say, "Listen, if you lend it to me, I'll send you back 3 just like it."
Well, mine are smaller. I make mine
Oh,
small.
well, you can let it. It's worth a gamble. I mean, I don't know. They might say, "Hell with you. I'm not sending you to this."
I'm wore out from filing my records. I got to take a break.
Good work,
The
Paul.
Nestle's Quick Box, the guy had, he wanted 800, and I talked him into sending me scans, and he sent me in 600 DPI scans of it. for me after about 3 months of asking. I
Right.
didn't bother him. He just said he'd do it. And then 3 months later, he finally sent it. But I was able to reproduce that because of it. So those are the
Well,
kind of
that's pretty
things.
cool.
Paul,
If I
you
see him,
had really good
Yeah.
political commentary. I was very impressed. Very impressed.
Oh, my politics.
Yeah, I was
yeah,
quite,
one more.
Don't get me going.
well, I was impressed. I'll just leave it at that.
Hold on a minute. I'm downloading some celebrity opinions.
That's
Yeah.
right.
That's my opinion of that. Exactly. Good. I'm so exactly accurate.
I loved when I saw that. It was cracking me up.
Well, because it's so accurate. Right, Doc.
Hey, we're not perfect, but I know that I can make $1 and not have someone want to take half of it. That's all I'm concerned about. Go make
Hey,
your own
Doc,
dollar.
who's your favorite celebrity political endorser type person? Like if this celebrity went out and said it, you'd go, well, the celebrity said it. I guess I better go with their opinion.
I guess I'd have to go with Scott Baio.
Scott Baio. Not
He's
bad.
conservative. He's conservative.
Yeah.
I was
Okay.
involved in a thread here just this week on a Scott Baio video, and some guy was attacking him, and I was me and another guy were sort of tag teaming him. But here's my problem with celebrity. I don't think celebrities should be involved in any of that because
Look it up,
unfortunately,
Dead Wax.
unfortunately, there are people that sort of take everything a celebrity says as gospel. And the way Hollywood is right now, you shouldn't listen to any of those people, honestly.
Hey, did you
I
see
feel
the
bad.
award, the little video from
I feel bad for people like Scott Baio, and another one who's really good is Mike Rowe. You ever watch him?
Mike Rowe.
Mike Rowe.
He's extremely intelligent, and
Dirty job guy.
he doesn't.
yeah, Mike, right. That's who Mike Rowe. That's
He
right.
doesn't attack anybody. He just kind of gets on and tells it the way he is. He's very gentle. He's actually conservative, clearly, but he's very apolitical. And I really appreciate the way he approaches conversation. Is quite good. He's quite good.
I like James Woods.
James
James
Woods is very
Woods
good
is
too.
very
Yeah.
Well, he tells it like it is. Eh?
Like the celebrity should keep what should so promote.
That
Mike,
dude,
Mike,
that's
Mike
right.
Rowe has an agenda, though, where I like it because he wants people to take up trades. He wants them to do something other than always college. He has a lot of goals.
When it comes to politics, he wants people to think for themselves. And there's a sad lack of that on both sides of the border.
James Woods.
And I just think, people turn on CNN. It comes out of Don Lemon's mouth, and that's what they believe. Well, Don Lemon's an idiot and a liar. And you can't swallow that stuff.
No.
But unfortunately, that's what happens. And I got a big problem with polls as well, because polls are conducted by political parties to sway popular opinion and influence the vote. That's what polls are meant for.
That's
And you
correct.
shouldn't be allowed to do them for a month before the election. Do all the polling you want, but you can't publish any results until after the
They
election.
were sure accurate in 2016, weren't they, Paul?
Well,
Oh yeah, well,
because
look at
of,
our last provincial election, Rachel, or the one before, where Adrian Dix was going to win by a landslide.
Yeah.
Well, he just about destroyed his party. So, but that's all they are. They're just political tools, and it's bad news. Like you can't just swallow what the media is piping out there, because as we said earlier,
Basically, the
it's tabloid. It's all
propaganda
tabloid.
arm of the Democratic
fake
Party
news.
in the U.S.
My cat agrees.
So, because of the cancel culture, when and they just did a survey of this a while back because they wanted to find out who's the silent majority and how many are there, and is it real or whatever. So, somebody here just lately did a survey of this. They did a lot of people in the survey, and they found out that the silent majority is about 60% right now.
Yeah, I believe that.
When a pollster, I'm asking each one of you people here, if somebody said, we're from the Biden campaign and we're wanting to know who you're going to vote for. And I'm just going to say, I'm going to vote for Joe Biden. Yeah, sure. Go ahead. I'm not going to tell them what my political beliefs are. It's none of their business. And I get put on some list and then I get, so that's what most people do. They say, no, I'm an independent. They don't tell them the truth.
No, they don't want to go.
60% of the people don't tell them the truth. That's what they found out.
Yeah, nobody wants to go there.
Now we're back in politics again.
Well, I want Doc to run for prime minister. That's one thing I'm
Put stuff away. Sorry.
Me as
It's,
McCarthy.
it's going to be interesting, but the thing, I think people just need to think for themselves.
Yeah, agree totally, Paul.
That's the biggest
The George Harrison song, Think for Yourself.
Yeah.
Do
Well,
what?
that's the biggest problem. That's the biggest problem. Now, here in Canada, it's different than you guys in the States. It's a different government and all that.
No.
We
We went through that
we have
about
to
4
view
years back. We had 8 years of your Trudeau stuff. down
Well,
here.
we
Very-
view
love
your government differently. But in Canada, we don't elect governments. We throw governments out.
That's right. We know how to vote against things.
We know how to get rid of a government, but
Vote
we
again.
don't really elect a government. That's been the history of our country.
Yeah, you're totally
You have to
right.
show me. I'm just looking at something.
Oh, I thought you were going to show something.
I have my
I'll be back.
Pink Floyd box set.
Here, you were going to show something.
I like
Oh.
Paul even more now. He's talking even more sense. The more he talks, the better it gets.
Now you're ruining my reputation.
That's cool. That's
the way
very
it goes, Paul.
Well, you've been around for as long as I have. You kind of have to figure some things out, right?
Yeah, you're a smart man, and you're not in an easy job with your orientation, the way you're talking, where your nickel and dime is. Very, very difficult. So
But
I
Yeah.
feel for
Oh,
you.
yeah.
in regard.
just as for an example, I don't want to steal Robert's fire here, but
That's fine. Go ahead.
my mother lives in Winnipeg and she's 84. And I talked to her, here a while back before the election. I said, "Hey, Mom, who are you going to vote for?" She says, "Oh, I'm going to vote for Trudeau." And I'm like, "What?"
Oh my
And
God.
so I know you can't argue with her. So I talk a little bit about it. I said, "Mom, you just can't watch that CBC and CNN." She says, "Oh, I watch all kinds of news stations."
Yeah. Well, they're all
That's yeah. So she's
We
trying
like Buddy
to
Holly
the
too.
variety,
Paul.
but they
Well,
all the same.
I had friends who were going to vote for Trudeau, and they did simply because, we need a change.
I did a whole thing on Buddy Holly about an hour ago.
Yeah, they went the wrong way though, didn't they? The change was in the wrong way.
Your personal success and a decent standard of living, you want to change from that, do you?
Yeah, exactly.
And 4 years later, they're complaining. I says, "Well, you're the guys that wanted to change. You got it. Congratulations." Now
Yeah.
you
Cue the slow applause.
Or
They couldn't tell me why. They couldn't tell me what do you want to change from. Oh, we just need a change.
Idiots.
Do the country a favor and stay home on election day.
I know when Obama said make change, all I was left with when he's done with it.
Yeah, I didn't even have any left.
File check. I'm not ready to step with
I was showing this because this is another bootleg. It was made in I think it was made in Poland. And it's another set they did, but they did a fabulous job. So I did have to replace a couple of them.
good with the bootlegs. Yeah.
Yeah, I replaced this one with an official
Yeah.
That's
because
cool.
I couldn't find it. This has the wrapper and everything.
Very nice.
And I didn't like their dark side, so I replaced it with another original.
Okay.
But other than that, the set for being a quote, not official. I don't know if you call them official or not, but they're made from the UE or EU, whatever they call it. They're not the American set, but the American one's like $300-400 or whatever. This is like maybe I spent $70.
Still expensive, yeah.
But
It looks
for
good.
the 16
What you
CDs,
get for it.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, like 16s all the way from the beginning to Division Bell. And then
A lot of
I
records.
added their last one, which was really nicely produced. All the musical one they did, the very last one, I put it in here too. So for the price difference, though, as I'm saying, if you're lucky, you'll get a good copy.
The
But
fairy.
not everything coming out of this was not from China. I literally had
Right.
Chinese ones, but if I see one, my Dylan set came from Czechoslovakia. I got it for like $50, and it's got 60 CDs in it.
Probably the 60s, 1960s oldies.
Brady.
The
19.
only difference, I apologize. I'm sorry.
No, you're doing good. I'm just trying to keep the peanut
Your
gallery.
favorite decade. I would say
Hey, folks, I got to go for supper. It was nice chatting with y'all.
We
Nice
love
meeting you.
and Ronnie.
Hey,
Bye bye. We had a great time. I really enjoyed it. Thanks for having me on, Doc.
see you next time.
Bye bye.
And what's your favorite decade, Rockin'?
70s.
60s.
Yeah, till about 75.
I like different decades for different things. I like the 50s for jazz and the early 60s. I like the 60s for the decor. And I like my 60s, early 70s for my music.
I like
From maybe
60s for my
66 to
television.
76.
I like 60s for my music, and I like 60s for my fashion, and I like 60s for the movies.
Okay.
Perfectly said.
I like my Doris Day movies from the 60s.
Well, Beatles, Help, Hard Day's Night came out. 2001: A Space Odyssey in the 60s. Gosh, when was Bullet?
68.
9 or 8.
Yeah, Bullet. There you go.
I draw the line around 76 for music.
Clint Eastwood spaghetti westerns. So Sergio Leone's 60s. So you got and Matt Helm 60s.
Oh, man.
You got your Sean Connerys. So all
If you
the
can see this, you're driving too close.
Bumper sticker.
Remember that for Matt Helm?
yeah, Matt Helm, yeah. And also James Coburn in Like Flint, the Flint
In
film.
like Flint, yeah.
Amazing Young Men and their jaunty jalopies and the magnificent men in their flying machines.
Yeah.
Planet of the Apes.
Happen on the way to the forum.
Yep.
It's a mad world. So many great movies.
Two of my favorite movies from then was How to
Beatles,
Be Successful Without Really Trying. You ever see that one?
Robert Morse.
Love that movie.
Yeah, Robert
And then-
Morse.
That doesn't work. I've been doing that for years, and I'm still waiting for my success.
I watch that movie once a
You've
year.
arrived, you've succeeded, you've achieved.
In Light Flint was the first movie I saw on a color TV.
Oldies likes the 50s.
Remember that?
So 50s
like-
give you your Musketeers. So that's pretty good right there.
Yeah.
You got James Dean. The 50s give you Elvis.
Hmm.
The 50s give you Marilyn Monroe you got.
Good. 50s are good, 60s are good, 70s, 80s I can't tell you too much about.
Now.
Yeah, I don't remember.
2000s?
Yeah. And anything before even 1990 counts. Afterwards,
Was too busy raising kids, and now I'm too busy raising grandkids to pay attention what's on TV. I see
You're doing the grandkids, less responsibility.
I see all. Is it? I don't know. 7 hours, 12 hours a day.
All you should be doing with the grandkids are spoiling them rotten and then handing them back to their parents.
I would love that to be true.
You know, here you go. I wound them up. You take them.
yeah.
Hunter's with me 5 days a week from 7 to 7, and then
Hey, look at Balls though. He's got his
I had a
axe.
sister coming in March, so I'll be watching her every day. They'll be on the chats with me.
Yeah, you're doing it all wrong, Robert. They're working you too hard. Your kids have now taken advantage of you and said, "Hey, take over the kid looks."
They live an hour away, and this is where she works. So when she drops them off for work, she comes back, picks them up later.
Oh,
I
look,
love doing it, but it is become a pain.
gotta be hardwood floors.
It does become a pain
He's
sometimes.
training the dog to kill.
Paul, dog.
Great.
All right.
I think Paul's got hardwood floors in there.
My goal is to get a trailer and a camper again, because I sold mine a couple of years ago, and take the next 5 years traveling around the United States once they let us. But other than that, that's my goal.
Trailer for sailor rent.
Did you ever see the movie Long Trailer with Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz?
Yes, years ago.
Funny movie.
Yeah.
One of my other funny ones is Mine, Ours, and Yours, the original with Henry Fonda.
Henry Fonda, Lucille Ball.
Yeah, great movie. So
But
we
I
like
love-
those kind of movies. Me and my wife love those kind of movies.
What
And then
about
it became
Mr. Hobbs
Brady
takes
Bunch.
a vacation?
Pardon me?
Mr. Hobbs takes a vacation.
I remember it just in my brain. It's like, I
Jimmy
don't-
Stewart, Maureen O'Hara, they go off to he's kind of an executive ad exec. They fly off or they drive the station wagon out to a beach house. John Saxon is the son.
I'll have to look at it again. Oh yeah, now I know what you're talking about.
Kids go nuts.
Right. I know what you're talking about. Now, he's older in that movie.
Yeah,
It was made in the mid 60s.
The kid doesn't want to do anything but watch television. Then
Right.
Jimmy takes him out on the boat, and hilarity ensues.
Great movie. Yeah.
Dear Bridget with Jimmy Stewart and Billy Mummy. They go to meet Bridget Bardot. That's a classic 60s.
I only watched Billy Mummy.
Did you ever see that one?
Because I'm sort of like, oh, Billy Mummy from Lost in Space is in this movie. I've got to watch it. Oh, there's no robots in this at all.
No, there's Bridget Bardot though.
I didn't care. I wanted to see some robots.
But the film was like 1965. You would have been 8.
I was 9.
Okay.
Well, I didn't watch that one when it came out, but I watched it later. Yes.
I must have been more advanced because when I saw it as a little kid, I thought Bridget Bardot was pretty good.
Watched a lot of movies when I was a kid.
What else were those great family feel-good movies?
That darn
Yours, like Yours, Mine, and Ours, and
what were those ones that Bob Hope and Phyllis Diller did?
oh yeah. The one,
Hilarious.
yeah, he was like a bank robber or something.
Oh yeah, I saw that last year. Again, yeah, I love that one.
Sorry, wrong number.
They did about maybe four films together like that.
They
He
were
was hilarious in that movie.
Yeah, they were great. They were in that category of feel-good, funny comedies.
Yeah, they were good.
There's one he did for Christmas back in the 30s or 40s. It was called Lemon Drop Kid. That's a good one too.
I don't
You've
remember.
never seen it. It's black and white. It's called the Lemon Drop Kid, and it's where the song Silver Bells got its start.
Oh, yeah, well, and then they did White Christmas and for that song.
I do know that is a funny movie if you ever get a chance by Bob Hope.
Lemon Drop Kid. Hole in Your Head was pretty good. Oh, and How to Divorce Your Parents. I think it was How to Divorce Your or Divorce Your where Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra switched places. So Dean was the swinging bachelor, and then Frank's married, and then the kid divorced, like they switch places, the wife divorces, ends up getting married to Dean Martin. He becomes now the haggard business guy with the kids and the responsibility. He loses all his energy. And then Frank's swinging around like the playboy. And the kids there going, my parents are all broken up. And his little buddy's there, don't worry about it. It's like California sensibility. Everybody's divorcing. He goes, don't worry about it. You play your parents against each other. You can get what you want. What do you mean? He goes, well, look, do you want a motorcycle? And the kid's like 14. Yeah, I'd love a motorcycle. Okay, let's get you a motorcycle. And then they play the mom and dad against each other. And the kid gets the gold, the motorcycle and the gauntlets and the helmet.
What was that called again?
I think it's called like Divorce American Style.
I'll have to look it up because I don't remember that one.
Yeah.
I love old movies. I love old movies.
Oh, and the art forgery one with Dick Van Dyke and Mary Tyler Moore.
That's a good one too. Yep, I remember that one.
Film.
There's a lot of great films from the day. I mean,
Take care, Greg. We love you, Greg.
You guys talk a lot about horror films, which I was never into, but I do like stuff like you're talking about now. Those are the films that we like to watch.
Yeah, you know what's depressing? I just happened to look up. It's dark out. It's night.
What time is it? My wife told her I'd only be here an hour. Look what time it is.
It's just past 7:30.
Holy shit.
Still light right here.
It's dark.
Okay.
My wife keeps saying, who are those crazy people that stay on for hours? Oh, I guess I just joined you.
You know what the name of the film is, Robert? It's called Marriage on the Rocks.
Marriage on the Rocks.
Yeah, the film is called Marriage on the Rocks.
Yeah, better write that down.
I've never seen that one.
Yeah, Marriage on the Rocks.
I remember seeing some stuff that I can't remember the names with Henry Fonda.
Don't forget to go check out Steve's videos on Goat's Head Soup.
Natalie Woods.
Oh yes, Flip
Side CT. Yeah, they're really awesome. He does 3 videos. The first one's about the history of the band, what they were doing. The second one does a really excellent song by song.
You all right, baby?
And the third one, he talks about the reissue. It's really, he does a great job.
Yeah, he's like pro. His history of punk music was incredible.
Anyway,
check him out.
Check it out. Yeah, he did a really great job.
Doc, we're 3.5 hours in.
I know.
It went by too fast. My wife is thinking I'm nuts now.
Yeah.
Because I was on with Rachel for at least an hour and a half, if not more.
Yeah.
It's my only day off though, so it's like, okay,
How's your bum, Robert?
my bum's not hurt.
Mine feels like a waffle right now.
Oh, you mean from sitting down all that time?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, one of my hobbies is sitting in my lazy boy, but I fell down last week and busted my elbow really good and my shoulder.
Oh no!
I tripped and fell. I was taking after my wife. I tripped and fell and busted myself.
They both did. They both had falls within like days of each other.
But she broke her collarbone and tore up her meniscus in her knee.
Yeah.
And then she got shingles on top of it. So those are gone now, thank goodness.
Poor thing. Awful.
We missed our trip.
I'm going to head out of here.
Us too.
Thank you, Rich.
I think
Hey, we're all leaving. Okay.
Oh, it was nice seeing you.
Thank
Yeah,
you for coming.
Thank
got
you,
my record file.
Gary. Thank you,
My room is clean, sort of.
Yes.
Robert, Paul.
Gonna set a timer next time.
Okay. All right. I guess this is a wrap, kids.
Don't be vertical.
Thank you so much.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Peace and love.